Oh, exactly. Especially since Easter Sunday is tomorrow. You want to come out with a win and
Absolutely.
enjoy that Easter Sunday with your family.
Absolutely. And to me, I look at what the Greyhawks are doing right now. I know that they have an immense amount of talent. Being that I've played for this team for the last 5 years, as we approach our 6th year, okay, it becomes harder and harder every year to complete and continue the dynasty in which the Colorado Greyhawks have been to Colorado football.
Of course. You know, the one thing, I know you mentioned this to me earlier, the one thing I do like about the Greyhawks is those beautiful jerseys over there.
Yeah, we got the
Yeah,
Oregon-style uniforms.
exactly.
As I told you off air, we have at least 9 uniforms that we can switch in between. I'm in the group on Facebook, and of course they're asking me, or I could see what color jerseys they were debating on wearing. Looks like they did not come out in the gray, as obviously the Ravens only brought one set of uniforms, and that's their blacks.
Exactly, and I think they look perfect in this uniform for tonight. It's going to be a very exciting game. I've never really seen a semi-pro football game. I know Utah does have one. I grew up there.
Okay.
I believe they are the Utah Browns.
Yeah, what about the Utah Blaze? Have you ever heard of them?
The Utah Blaze for the AFL is no longer a team. There's only 4 teams left in the AFL.
Oh, no, now they're the IFL. That's right. So they've now you've got the IFL's got the Tucson Sugar Skulls. And
yeah, it's 4 teams. And it was funny, one of the guys at my school who's in my class, he was watching the championship game for the AFL. There was only 4 teams, and the worst team in the league was the one who won the championship.
Wow. And folks, if you're just now tuning in to us here on ColoradoSports.TV, again, I'm joined by Austin Sorensen. I'm Sean Boyd, here for tonight's matchup between the Colorado Greyhawks and the Raytown Ravens from Missouri.
Yes. As of now, we are looking at the national anthem, playing that. Lovely anthem as well.
Why not?
We have a little fire truck, obviously giving us some presents right there with the American flag waving behind them.
Wouldn't be patriotic if it wasn't like that, huh, my man?
It wouldn't. I know a lot of the drivers are probably all mad, like, why is this fire truck got to be going? But that's a sign of respect for the great country of America.
Only thing we're missing is a flyover at this point, right?
Yeah, exactly. One day.
Well, the flyovers cost, so it's one of those things.
It costs a little bit too much. The NFL is the one who could afford them so far.
Well, I mean, listen, man. To get those Jets to come out just for 10 minutes of fame, heck, the check has to be thin. Well, now,
exactly.
As we get ready to open up tonight's matchup between the Ravens and the home team, the Greyhawks, looks like the Greyhawks are back to receive the kick.
Yes, which is sometimes it's a smart call, sometimes it's not. From pretty much what I've always heard about the Greyhawks, it's a smart for them because they start the ball off and get scoring early for these guys here.
And you look for the Greyhawks offense led by quarterback Julian Banks. He's been the quarterback of the Greyhawks for the last 5 years. That's my boy, my best friend. We've been rocking together since we were 12 years old. Wow. The crazy thing about it is that he doesn't necessarily want to play quarterback at this point, but he does it because he knows that this is what the team needs. I got a chance to speak with him earlier to start the game. He looks focused. He looks like he's in tune. The wide receivers, Stefan Mamuzic, Aramis Robinson, Raekwon Southward, Devontae.
Looks like a squib kick right here. Not a great start for the Ravens at all.
Devontae cuts upfield. He breaks the tackle and gets it all the way out to looks like the 36-yard line.
36, yeah.
As they'll get ready to open up the game. Here we go.
Yeah, that was not, I believe, not a way the Ravens wanted to start this game off.
Well, Devontae,
a horrible kick.
I could tell you like this. Devontae Adams is a speed burner. You get this kid in open space and watch lightning happen, okay?
Let's do it.
All right. The Greyhawks are going to more than likely run the offense that we ran from last year, primarily a 4-wide setup.
Okay.
One running back and Julian Banks in the shotgun. As look for Julian Banks as a mobile QB to move all around the field and make big plays from start to finish.
So it looks like they're at the 37.
Excuse me.
Not 36.
That's all right.
It's just a yard above. It's not doesn't make a difference for the Greyhawks. It looks like
1st and 10. First play of the game. Julian Banks gives a screen to 3.
3 over here.
Raekwon Southward gets about 2 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down.
It's a nice little fake, but the Ravens obviously caught that real quick.
Well, and speaking to Coach James, the head offensive coordinator and head coach of the Colorado Greyhawks, what he does to start every game is to get a screen just to get guys get their blood pumping, get the momentum swinging. And 9 times out of 10, we've been known to take the screen to the house on the first play.
Okay.
It just opens up that way every time.
Okay. I know the bubble pass is always one of the hardest passes to ever get through, just because you got 2 blockers and one guy's still open.
Man in motion, that's Aramis Robinson. Low snap, he hands it off. Julian Banks hands it off to number 25, Royce.
The God.
No, Royce Ossie.
Oh,
that's
Royce Ossie.
Please excuse us, folks, as we're just now getting the roster, getting familiarized with the roster. Royce Ossie came over from the Colorado Raptors from Colorado Springs. He was a premier running back in the Colorado Football Conference with the Colorado Raptors.
Okay.
He is holding down the anchor right now while the Greyhawks, a central running back committee, has changed up as Nate Guillory is in Houston. He should be returning in June to bolster that running back room.
Exactly, and that's definitely what you need. You need a good
First
set
down,
of running backs.
Screen to Antoine Outlaw. He drops it, and looks like the referee, the sideline judge, throws a penalty. We have a flag by Richie Frangosia. Let's see what the call is.
You know, that's never what you want. You never want to start off the game with a foul.
Looks like it's coming back. Hold on the Colorado Greyhawks. And now we've got 3rd down on the play.
3rd and long.
3rd and long. Let's see if we can have the Greyhawks open it up here.
Is it third?
Oh, it's 3rd down at this point. I mean, they got the side judges, sideline markers as that 1st down.
Yes. That's what I'm confused on.
So we'll count it at that for now. 1st down and forever. Man in motion is Steven Mamuzic. Right. Julian Banks looks like he comes up. He's going to change the play, make an adjustment at the line like he's Tom Brady.
You know, that was actually smart. I don't know if you did see both defensive backs both started out.
Yeah.
They started going. They were ready
and
for this
we run
play.
The ball again. Colorado Greyhawks give it to Royce Ossie. He breaks it up the middle.
Keeps going.
And he gets all the yards back on the play.
Looks like a 3rd and 1 right there. I mean, a 2nd and 1
2nd and 1. Now that's just a testament to the Colorado Greyhawks looking to establish themselves on the ground. They're not looking to drive the ball downfield just yet. They want to see what the Ravens can handle.
Exactly. And that was smart textbook football by all blocking by that beautiful offensive line right there. That's running backs can't do nothing without that offensive line at all.
Antoine Outlaw is down at the bottom of the screen with the pink laces and the pink gloves, flashy.
Exactly, looking like it's already October for him.
Banks drops back to pass. He throws it to the slot of Aramis Robinson. He cuts it upfield. He gets up. Oh my goodness! And Antoine Outlaw tried to block number 20 for the Raytown Ravens, and he just got blasted. 1st and 10 for the Colorado Greyhawks as they march the ball downfield.
You know, they've just been stomping on the Ravens. Like it's not
methodical drive.
Yeah,
it's a methodical drive.
It's looking like the Patriots out here just going.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you need. You need I think that's why the Greyhawks wanted the ball first, is to put the statement on that we're here. This is our home.
Folks, it's 12 minutes and 42 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Tied at 0-0. Banks is in the shotgun, sends Mamuzic in motion. 1st and 10. He gets the snap. He hands it off to Royce Ossie. He cuts it up,
again,
and he's working it upfield again. Looks like number 20 on 21 on the call on the tackle, Leland Anderson.
Yes.
And number 88. See if we can get his name up here. All right, we don't have him on the roster today, but that's okay. Looks like the Ravens are working with a little bit of a makeshift roster as they are traveling today. And sometimes that happens in semi-pro football, but nonetheless, you can play with what you got and you put your best efforts forward.
Exactly, and especially since I did mention earlier, it is Easter Sunday tomorrow.
People may not be making the
People want to spend some time with their family, which is
Julian Banks drops back to pass. Looks like we got another flag on the play. And they're calling that a fumble, or are they going to call that an incomplete pass? If we had a review, you could see that he never had control over the pass. So
no,
let's make sure that we play fair here, referees.
Looks like number 23 is coming into the game. Jordan Hartleman?
Yes, Jordan Hartleman is a new addition to the Colorado Greyhawks running back committee. I got the chance to speak with Coach James earlier before the game, and he said that He's a really quick scat back. You get him in space, watch him make plays. So let's look for him to make some plays here, as it's really only second and in a short 5, and they look like they picked up the flag, and they're calling it a fumble on the play, and a turnover has just happened. Oh, my gosh. Raekwon Smith fumbles the ball, and Julian Banks is showing his dismay by fumbling his helmet. He needs to pick up his helmet and lead this team by example.
Exactly. You don't want to do that because the other team looks at it as that we've already gotten the quarterback's head now, and it looks like he's not giving up yet.
One thing I can say about Banks is that he's a true professional. However, he has a tendency to show his emotions when the game is just getting started because they want to show that they're perfect, and they don't want to waste a good drive by getting stopped and then now turning the ball back over and essentially killing the drive.
Oh, exactly. That was just a beautiful drive. They had a couple mishaps with the first flag, but Royce Aussie got that beautifully right back to them.
1st and 10 for the Raytown Ravens as they come out in a 4-wide setup themselves with one running back, quarterback Josh White. Josh White played for the Kansas City Bulldogs in 2016 where he played wide receiver. Moved to quarterback once the starting quarterback got hurt. He hands it off. Greyhawks are in the backfield right away, stopping that play by Eladio Vital, the new addition to the Colorado Greyhawks. They've been trying to get him over here for 5 years, and now that he's here, the man is here to fill in for our boy, our beloved Jimmy Provost that moved to Michigan with his family. And hopefully they're listening to the broadcast today, and it's all love. We miss you, James.
Yeah, that's amazing. You just said 5 years. That's a long time trying to get a
looks like we have a little bit of an injury on the field. He's coming off hampered. Elijah Muhammad, the defensive lineman, the new addition to the Colorado Greyhawks. Speaking of new additions, I got the chance to speak with Coach Rashad prior to the game, and what he said to me is that the defense is looking to stop quick screens. They're looking to contain the quarterback, Josh White, at all times, as he has actually been the focal point of the Ravens offense. We have a 2nd down and 10 here. Still tied. 12 minutes left in the game. 0-0 score.
Looks like Elijah Muhammad is going to the trainer right now, checking out what he's
doing. Josh White, he drops back to pass. He slides forward for only a 2-yard gain. The Colorado Greyhawks corral him. Looks like the stop on the play.
3rd and 7 right there, what it looks like.
Brandon Halperin and Arthur Humphrey. I hear that there's a bet between Arthur Humphrey and Bobby Purify at defensive end. Both guys are saying, I'm going to be the guy with more sacks this season, so we'll just see how that pans out.
Exactly, and that's what you want. You want a competition between your own players, bring some intensity. Even if your buddy beats you at the end of the day, you still love it and you still appreciate it just because you're enjoying that game, and it brings an intensity that a lot of players don't know how to bring.
Our practices are more harder than our games, as we like to say. The Ravens come out in a 3-wide to the left side.
Pretty good spread offense, vertical offense right here, looking like a pass.
Greyhawks are in a press. Josh White is making an adjustment.
He's motioning.
Let's see here. 3rd and 7. He drops back to pass.
He
throws right, and he's got him. He misses him.
He's
looking for a flag.
Looking for the pass interference from number.
Devon Cox is on the coverage, and he covers him deep. Him and Reggie Robinson work together to make sure that the pass goes incomplete, and the Raytown Ravens will punt the ball.
Exactly, and that was beautiful. Obviously, it was not a pass interference. Quarterback Jason White did overthrow way too much, just a little bit, but that's not what you want when you just got the ball on a turnover. You don't want to turn the ball over at all on a punt.
And you know what's crazy is I spoke to Coach Robinson of the Colorado Greyhawks prior to the night's game. He's the secondary coach. And what he stated to me is we need to stop their quick screens and look for them to go deep ball to the right. And that's exactly what they did, throwing to Marty Pearson. Marty Pearson is one of their top wide receivers. He has 8 receptions for 105 yards, with 12 yards being his longest catch on the year.
Exactly, and that is like you just said. That is exactly what they did. They knew they were going
right to it
immediately.
Went straight to it. They wasted no time. The punt's up on 4th and 7. Looks like it lands and dies right on the 37 again.
It's about like a 40-yard punt there.
And the Greyhawks will take over from the 37-yard line.
Exactly. They're pretty much just restarting
right where they started from. Now, this is the important piece for the Greyhawks. You've seen what you can do. You see the Ravens really can't do much against you offensively or defensively for that matter. What do you look for the offense to do and accomplish on this drive?
What you want to look for is an unexpected play.
Okay.
You want to look for that to throw him off. From what it looks like, Royce Asai is a great running back, but you can't depend on him the entire game. Looks like we are starting with Jordan Hardenmill at the running back. But what they got to look for is the run up the middle.
I see a pass coming here.
They do got a big boy up in the middle for the Ravens, but that's what they got to look for is running up the middle and showing them off again.
Well, the Ravens play a unique defense when they only have 3 linebackers. Looks like they're in a 4-3. Julian Banks drops back to pass on 1st and 10. He goes deep to Raekwon. Raekwon extends one hand. Looks like he should have went up for 2.
Yeah.
As Julian Banks was pressured.
He was trying to pull the Odell Beckham Jr.
You know what? And as wide receivers, we are all
looking to
subject to that. We do it all the time. I can tell you if Julian Banks won't come back to you too much if he figures that you're just going to throw one hand up and not go up with 2 to bring down that pass.
Exactly. Sometimes it's nice to throw the one hand, look like, I can catch the one hand, show off a little bit.
16 is the only guy that can do that.
It's not all about the show-off catch. It's all about the textbook football and getting the first down and getting the yardage that your quarterback wants you to get.
9 minutes and counting still here in the first quarter. We're tied at 0-0, 2nd and 10. From the 37-yard line, Greyhawks come out in an
even spread again.
Even spread again. Man in motion. He gives him the sweep. Stephen Mamousis turns it upfield.
Looks like the jet sweep right there.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely jet sweep.
We run that play to perfection week in and week out, and I'm surprised that the Ravens weren't better prepared for that, which brings us to the 3rd and 5 with Stephen Mamousis getting a 5-yard carry. It looks like maybe even a
3rd and 4.
About a 6-yard carry on that play.
Yeah,
let me get my mind right and give him the yards he's just due.
Exactly, and that was a textbook run like you did. Just said surprising that the Ravens weren't able to defend that.
We run that play to perfection.
It was literally. I'm not trying to dog the Ravens at all, but that was an obvious play. You could just see it from a mile away, and the fact that their linebackers didn't adjust to the play at all it just proves that they don't have a full leader either.
Greyhawks are approaching the middle of the field, 3rd and 4, even spread. Julian Banks drops back to pass. He's wide open again. He gets it to Stephen Mamousis. He turns it upfield, jukes and fakes, shakes another guy, Banks, and he gets another first down. The Colorado Greyhawks show that the flats are open and continue to run out routes left and right.
Exactly, but let's not forget Leland Anderson was the one to be able to take him down, which proves that he's just he's a good tackler, which is what you need in the corner and a safety. You need that textbook tackler because most textbook tacklers on defense are usually the linemen and the linebackers. Defensive backs don't like to tackle.
Greyhawks in a no huddle. Same spread formation. Julian Banks. He drops back to pass, throws a quick slant to Aramis Robinson. He cuts it back upfield, makes a juke, makes another guy miss.
He's just not going down.
Shaking and baking and quaking, and then shows off that he gets the first down. Colorado Greyhawks are on the roll. Let's see if we can get some points on the field on the scoreboard, gentlemen.
Exactly. They're now officially in the red zone.
Oh, baby.
At the 20-yard line is an official red zone now.
And here we go. So we have 1st and 10. Greyhawks are in their money zone, the green zone. The ball is officially on the 20-yard line in the middle of the field. Julian Banks comes to converse with his coaches, Ryan Horn and Tally James.
Now you know this team. What is what they love to do in the red zone for the Greyhawks?
You know that's the crazy thing about it is that we have so many different options, and especially with me sitting in the booth this evening, that kind of takes away one of the options. Obviously, I would be the red zone target. We want to throw it up top to a big body individual, and being that I'm up here in the booth with you on ColoradoSports.TV. I think that this is where the Greyhawks are going to look to strike fast. It's not going to be a running play as they keep Royce Asai on the sideline and they keep Jordan, number 23, in the game. So when I think when he's in the game, unless they're going to run some type of a screen play to him, then they look for the Greyhawks to go across the middle, throwing to number 1, Aramis Robinson, or number 10, Stephen Mamousis, as these guys are the big money play guys. And Antoine Outlaw is another one of the big play guys as well.
Okay, so they're not your typical offense where they want to go for a tight end in the red zone.
No, I'm up here in the booth, so there's no way to do that this game. Banks drops back to pass. He pump fakes. He looks like he wants to go to Antoine Outlaw.
No,
he gets pressure. He gets it up to Aramis Robinson just to get a modest 4-yard gain. 5 yards as the sideline judge gives him a nice polite inch.
2nd and 5 right there. Looks like number 18,
Devontae Adams. Oh, Devontae Hill. Excuse me. I always want to call him Adams. But Devontae Hill, again, he's similar to the running back, Jordan. Both these guys are really fast in space. They do a lot of good things when they get the ball.
Exactly. They're both decently short. Obviously, Jordan looks like the shortest of the running backs, looking like a Christian McCaffrey out there.
Yeah.
But also looks like they do have Royce Asai out there as well.
So look for him to get the ball as Banks sends a man in motion on 2nd and 5. He gets the snap. He hands it off to Royce Asai. He chops it up and looks like and then we got a late flag on the play as Seti Moaga lands number 1 to the ground and just plants him like he babies him, says, "Come here, son." And I don't have a name for who number 1 is. Oh, yeah, Orlando Wallace. Looks like Seti just gave him the work and sent him home. And it looks like the penalty is going to back him
down back to the 20-yard line, looking like a 2nd and 10 all over again.
So maybe we had an offsides on the play. And they let him do it? They didn't stop the play?
They just let the play go.
Well, that's pretty odd.
Wanted to see what they could do real quick.
So let them score a touchdown so we can call it back. Yeah,
exactly.
That's usually how the Greyhawks games shape up. A lot of times you have to get the referees to play nice here. Head judge tonight, ref Bobby Allaby. Greyhawks come into a bunch set. Julian Banks is under center.
Looking like a
hands it off to a toss. Royce Asai cuts it upfield. He shakes and bakes and gets all the yards back.
He gets the first down all over again.
Gets right back into and Seti Moaga plants number 21. What is
Leland Anderson going down?
What is in Seti's Fruit Loops today? This kid has been landing big blocks left and right. They've made the adjustment to put him on the offensive line, and it looks like it's paying off in the first quarter.
It is paying off, especially now they're in the first and goal. That's goal line textbook football. He's going to run over another man.
You know what? I got to say this while we're on the air, man. I look at Royce Asai and the way he's toting the seed today. He's kind of looking like Le'Veon Bell the way he's so patient and he's chopping at the line of scrimmage and choosing his hole.
Especially since he got that number 26 on him.
It's just apparent. It looks great.
So it's that Le'Veon Bell, Royce Freeman mixture.
Julian Banks sends the wide receivers in a stack out left. First and 5 from the goal line. He hands it off to Royce Asai. He gets hungry and he gets stopped at the 1-yard line. He's got to get in there. So look, it was first, and they're right back on the ball. They're going to give it to him right now.
Doing the no-huddle offense right there.
Don't give the Ravens a chance to catch up. They're playing in higher altitude, so obviously they're going to get
a little tired easier too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Everyone always loves to come to Colorado because they love the altitude, so their kickers can get a little bit better. Their passes look a little bit more smoother.
Second and
run out of breath.
2nd and 1 from the
Royce Asai.
Julian Banks fakes it, and he leans in for the score. Julian Banks on the score with the quarterback keeper. And the Greyhawks are on the board as they are now 6-0. Looks like the Greyhawks are going to go for 1. The new kicker is Alex Steiner.
Ooh. Should come out here, replace him,
Hey, if you got a leg.
I got a leg.
Coach Rashad will take you on, baby.
Back in high school, I was kicking 60-yard field goals.
Kick is up, and it's good. And the Greyhawks have now taken a commanding lead 7-0. And you think just if the Greyhawks get a lead, the game is over.
Oh, exactly. You always want to score first just because that puts the momentum and the morale up for the scoring team. But especially when you're the home team, it's 10 times better to score because it looks down on that away team. And the Raytown Ravens now know what they have to do. They were great on defense the first time around. Second time, obviously, a score came out of it. But that offensive first drive was just atrocious. Barely any yards gained. Greyhawks defense just shut them down the entire game.
Well, the turnover that the Greyhawks committed in the red zone to essentially get them off the field, obviously that they wanted to right that ship early.
Exactly.
And Julian Banks is the culprit for making sure that they right that ship immediately.
Exactly, and that's a great quarterback that you do want in there. That's gonna put forth some scoring for you.
Absolutely. So you see the Greyhawks here, and they're getting ready to kick off. They have a 7-0 lead. We're here with 6 minutes in the first quarter here from First Bank Field North in Thornton, Colorado.
Exactly. And we're about to get ready to start off another kickoff. The Ravens, the big thing they got to do is just move the ball. There's no passing or running. They just got to move the ball against this Greyhawks defense that just shut them down that entire first drive. They got like 2 or 3 yards in the first drive, which is not what you want, especially after a turnover like they did get.
And it's from the look of the Ravens sideline as the kick is back, the owner of the team, number 17, takes it, Charles Meadows. He gets a couple of blocks. He peels it up and gets out to about the 36-yard line, and the Ravens will start from their end and get ready to take the field as they are wanting to get some points on the board and stop the bleeding. As
They're
the Colorado
put
Greyhawks,
a statement in there.
Oh, hey man, the Colorado Greyhawks need no help, okay, in winning a game. You make some mistakes early, and you may be out of it before you know it.
Exactly. You make a mistake, you learn from it, and obviously the listeners just saw, they made that first mistake on the fumble. And they just went back and scored.
And folks, as you are watching tonight's game on ColoradoSports.TV, I want to lament that both of these teams are in their respective preseason games. So you look for them to work out the kinks on both sides of the ball. Obviously, the Ravens come with a little bit of a makeshift team, as they are not from Colorado, and they had some guys travel, some guys didn't travel due to it being Easter Sunday. The Ravens are on the field in the 4-wide set. 1st and 10 as we get started here on their second drive. Josh White in the shotgun with a running back to the right. He fakes the running back, bounces it out, throws it to his
right to the
wide
right,
receiver for a first down.
First down, exactly.
Number 16 on the catch. It looks like we don't have a number for number 16 or a name for 16. Oh, excuse me, Jeremiah Raytown.
Reddix, or whatever.
Rito is the tight end who is averaging, he's got 7 catches on the year for 107 yards. He averages 15.3 per catch, and you can see he just got another first down right there. Josh White with his first completion of the game. Let's see if he can build on that momentum as it's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Josh White got a running back behind him. He tosses it to the running back. Number 9 shakes and bakes, and looks like we got a holding penalty.
Flag out.
Bobby Purified throws his hands up in disgust, like, you got to throw a flag sometime, ref. The guy's mauling me over here.
Exactly, and that was just atrocious. It took him a little bit of a while to throw that flag, but they finally got it out, noticed it. The Ravens did get the penalty.
And now the Ravens have shot themselves in the foot. And, again, when you make mistakes like this, it then becomes – and the Greyhawks, what confidence. They decline the penalty. They don't even push them back. They give them a 2nd and 10 and say, you know what, do something with it.
They're just pretty much saying, hey, you ain't no threat to us.
Well, I think that speaks to the class act that the Greyhawks are. They're not looking to rub it in the Ravens' face as they see them playing both sides of the ball.
At least giving them a shot.
Exactly. We're going to put points on you, but we're going to do it with a little bit of grace.
Exactly. And that's very sportsmanlike.
Wait
a
a minute. So maybe they did take the penalty. We got
I think they were brought down.
Oh, he just got stopped. Yeah, okay. So 2nd and 15 on the play. Josh White.
3 receiver set, 1 receiver on the right. Typical formation. It looked like again for the Ravens. Motion out with number 9.
He drops back. White drops
back and looking exactly for the right pass, but he ain't going.
He rolls, he scrolls, he gets a little bit of the yards back as somebody looks like
gets about 7 yards right there.
Dives for him, but he was a little bit out of bounds at that time when he dove for him, so he wants to be careful in case he gets a penalty for that. He's stepping in and wearing the jersey number 11 for Jimmy Provost. Doesn't have the hair, the flow, but it looks like he's all over the field as he looks to anchor down that defense for the Colorado Greyhawks.
Looks like Matt Smith is coming out with a little bit of
a leg injury. Yeah, left leg injury.
Looking like a strain or something. Just probably something to stretch out.
Trainer. And she has not come over to greet him yet.
No, she has not even probably noticed him yet.
Well, I don't see her even on the field at this moment. That's kind of odd. Now,
exactly.
We have a 3rd and 8 on the play. The Ravens come out in a 2-wide to both sides, a running back in the backfield. The Greyhawks come out in their traditional 5-2 stand-up DNs. Looks like they're going to send a little bit of pressure, and they don't.
Throwing right to the left.
And he's open as he doesn't even go for the ball. Number 22, Denzel Remsen, just looks at the ball like, I don't want any pieces of that. He was afraid of Demetrius Nixon laying the boom on him and making him look silly, a little 22 on 22.
Exactly.
It's a catch-22.
He didn't want none of that. He could have dove for the ball. He wouldn't have even touched Nixon. Nixon just would just pat him on the back to get him down.
And that brings up a fourth down on the play.
That's another
Raytown
4 and
Ravens.
out. That's 2 4 and outs in a row.
3 and out. But I apologize on that.
No, that is their second.
Yeah, definitely. Josh White on the season has an 83% completion rate with over 633 total yards, and he has 3 TDs versus 5 interceptions. And you would think when he gets a guy open like that on a post route, they help him out. They got to help him out.
Exactly. That's a textbook play that you want. That's what quarterbacks thrive for, is a wide open receiver that even if you can just dive for the ball and grab it.
I agree.
They will take that play over you not even trying for the ball.
I agree with you 100%, Austin. That guy right there, he's going to have to level up with his quarterback and help him out because he was open on that play. But it brings us to 4th and 15.
And another offside play for the Ravens over here.
Oh, man, they're just shooting themselves in the foot more and more and more. As their top wideout is missing from today's game, Tyler Blewett is not playing for the Raytown Ravens. They blocked the kick, or they run into the kicker.
Roughing the kicker.
And you just see, man, Stephen Mamouches is taking this to the house clear as he shocks the globe.
The only sad part is that run was now worth nothing.
Oh, man.
But another flag was thrown down.
And that play,
by the sideline.
And that's 2 plays that are going to go against the Greyhawks as the ball's going to go back to the Raytown Ravens, as that's not only going to be a running into the kicker, that's going to be a roughing the kicker.
Yeah, that was very roughing. He hit the kicker hard. The kicker went a little bit down, not very well down, but
he definitely faked it the right way.
Yeah, he did that, and I know that very well. When I was a kicker in high school, I did my fair share of flops.
Well, hey, you know what? We can't be mad at you for that, but at least you admit it. You know the life of a kicker. You know what you guys are up to.
Exactly. I learned mine from soccer. Sometimes you just got to do it to get the play. You got to look at that. Sometimes you got to do it to get the play. If the Ravens do end up getting this foul, it could bring a little bit of morale and momentum to the Ravens side of the defense. But we'll see what the referees end up officially calling for this roughing the kicker kind of situation. I don't know what the second flag really was. But we'll end up seeing it could be a holding.
No, that was a holding or a block in the back on the Greyhawks.
Yes,
and they're definitely going to have some issues with that, shooting themselves in the foot. It's just what happens in a football game. You're going to have penalty, and
sometimes you can't avoid them. You'd like to avoid every penalty you can. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you think you're not committing a penalty, but the referee sees something else.
Yes, and again, folks, if you are tuning in to us tonight, we want to thank you as we are live on ColoradoSports.TV. This is the Colorado Greyhawks with a 7-0 lead here with 2 minutes left in the first quarter as they have given the ball back to the Raytown Ravens for another drive, a third drive.
Yeah, exactly. They're giving them another shot. They were able to get at least one first down this drive, but we'll see what they can do on the current drive as of now. See if they really can gain some yards. They do have momentum now. They just got the ball back. But the Greyhawks defense just looks too dominant. 22 is scaring everyone.
And Demetrius Nixon is new. He's very new to the Colorado Greyhawks. This is his first year,
and he just looks like he's just a threat safety.
Yeah,
and that's what you want. You want your safety to be the biggest threat on that team.
Well, dude, I'm telling you right now, he's a 6'3" safety, and he's hard to get anything over and past. It is what it is.
It is hard, but when
you got first down with a run up the middle. Excuse me.
No yards gained at all. Looks like it's just a shutdown run.
The Greyhawks get all types of penetration up the middle and just shut that play down from the get-go. 2nd and 10 on the play.
See, and I'm going to keep mentioning it every time just because the Ravens need to learn this.
Mm-hmm.
They need to make yards. Even if it's a yard, they need to make yards because the Greyhawks know how to shut them down on the exact play that they've drawn up, and somehow the Ravens can't even get anywhere.
Well, here's the thing. The Ravens have seemed to have somewhat success when they get outside the pocket, when they do a little bit of scrolling and rolling around and just doing a little bit of backyard football. The more they try to pound it up the middle and establish themselves, 2nd and 10. on the play. Greyhawks show a blitz, hands it up the middle, and Matt Smith returns with a bang. Oh, that's 56 on the play.
56. That is Rick Smith.
Rick Smith, Matt Smith's brother, back in the fold. Haven't seen him in a uniform in quite some time, and he comes in making
he just came in
havoc.
Destroyed.
You got to love that from the Colorado Greyhawks as they just send players in waves. And, I mean, they're just outnumbering the Ravens and just laying on them, Austin.
Exactly. And that was – there's nothing you could do on that. You just have to accept the hit and just take it. There's no way to defend that beautifully drawn up blitz right there. That was a beautifully rush.
Third and 15 on the play. The clock is winding down.
Looks like an even set again. 16-17 on the left and
28 seconds and counting. Josh White in the shotgun. Running back to the right.
Ball off. They need to score before this quarter ends to put a statement to the Greyhawks.
Josh White draws back to pass.
And he is not.
And he gets outside. He's looking downfield. He winds up. He smokes it and throws it and completes a pass for a first down. 17 on the catch. Charles Meadows on the season. I don't have his statistics. He hasn't made too many big plays, but he makes a big one.
He makes a big play. What a great way to get ready to end the quarter.
Keep the drive alive. And now, as he gets out of bounds, they still got 10 seconds left. They may be able to keep this momentum alive as they get ready to switch sides of the field.
Even if they can't get the score within the 10 seconds or any yards, they got a whole nother quarter and they get the ball.
You know what?
If they don't commit a turnover.
I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I was happy that these guys got a first down. It makes for our commentary today to have a lot of color.
Exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
And it does look like Matt Smith is back in the game. Looks like he's perfectly fine. Okay. Looks like we're going to end the quarter.
The Ravens conclude the quarter with a little bit of momentum as we get ready to switch sides. And we thank you for tuning in here live at ColoradoSports.TV. Sports.TV. I'm Sean Boyd, joined by my man, Austin Sorensen. We're hosting tonight's game between the Colorado Greyhawks and the Raytown Ravens. The Raytown Ravens are getting ready to approach a first down to start the second quarter as the score is now 7-0 Greyhawks.
Yes, and the Ravens are going to look to put that statement back on. They are coming off a momentum of a beautiful play by Charles Meadows.
Josh White looks like he's in the shotgun making a few adjustments at the line of scrimmage. He's in the shotgun, trips to the left, one guy to the right. He's getting jam coverage by our corner, Giles. Josh White drops back to pass. He sees pressure. He scrambles. I see a holding penalty as Bobby Purify goes to the ground. Josh White cuts upfield, and then we get a horse collar tackle by, oh my gosh, Arthur Humphreys knows that was the wrong play. He knows that he made a mistake, but he had to get that man down by any means necessary. That was 4-on-4 crime. We had a 22-on-22 crime, a catch-22. Now we got 4-on-4 crime.
It's just crimes on the numbers. You know, they're just not mixing well together.
If you played the lottery today, you might want to check your ticket because it looks like it might be the good day to be winning the lottery. Huh? Colorado lottery, jackpot balls. I want to win too.
Exactly. Everyone wants to win, but sometimes unfortunately, we're here watching an amazing football game.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful night here in Thornton, Colorado, as we have a 7-0 score. The Greyhawks are on the board.
14:41 to go.
14:41 to go. It's first down as looks like the penalties were offset, and the Ravens come out and their trips left again. So it looks like they might be going back to that big play here.
Yeah.
Look for them to go to that deep ball to the right. As the safety for the Greyhawks, Reggie Robinson is really cheating over the top. I don't know if he can make that play deep if they do make that deep ball. First and 10, Josh White drops back.
But they're going to run it instead.
He gives a run.
They're just gonna,
and he gets nowhere, no yards on the play. The Greyhawks stand up.
Yeah, if you looked at that play, there's about 7 yellow uniforms right there, and there's only about 3 blacks. That just proves how dominant the Greyhawk defense is. That when there's only 3 of the Ravens players there, and there's 7 defenders on that ball, like that should not be happening at all, especially when you're down 7-0.
Well, I mean, they can't establish the run. They can't seem to really get anything going. Their only real yards that they seem to gain.
Looks like Cortland Campbell does come into the game.
Second and 12.
And, of course, another trips left and one on the right.
Josh White fakes the pass to 16. He takes off.
Josh White takes a run.
Tries to get what he can and gets about 3 to 4 yards before he's brought down on the play. It looks like another horse collar tackle by Brandon Helperin.
The Ravens could have got more more yards on that play. If you watch number 16, he left his guy.
He did, because he looks a little heavy. So I don't know if he really was making any moves or anything upfield. He looked like he did a lot of shaking and baking at the line of scrimmage.
He was doing a little bit of shaking and baking, but if he would have stayed on the corner, he would have been perfectly fine for that run. He went for the linebacker behind him. No one cares about the guy behind you. It's all about the guy in front. The guy behind you catches up, that's one thing. You don't want that guy in the front because that's another guy to break away, and you don't want to have to waste the effort of breaking away.
No, you want to.
White could have just gone.
Make a cut and get upfield. He's a heavier set guy at wide receiver. It's now 3rd and 7 for the Raytown Ravens as they're in the middle of the field, the 52-yard line to be exact. Josh White sends his man in motion, so now we've got an empty set. Josh White takes the snap. He draws back the pass. He throws it. It is blocked at the line of scrimmage. Hands up, man down. And now brings us to 4th down on the play.
Looks like Jeremiah Raytown is looking for the pass interference. I don't know if you did see that he was knocked down when the ball was thrown.
But unfortunately, the refs didn't see it enough to throw the flag, and they're very flag happy when it comes to the Colorado Greyhawks. I can assure you of that.
It does look like they're very flag happy, but if you did look at the play, the ball was already touched before he was knocked down.
Once it's knocked at the line of scrimmage, it's a go.
He was knocked within that exact second.
Folks, the Raytown Ravens said we're not punting the ball. It's 4th and 6, and we're 4th and 7, and we're going for it. Now
it's a risky move.
That shows that they believe in their offense and maybe they have a little bit more confidence in their defense than we've let on. Empty set, 4th and 7. Josh White in the shotgun, draws back the pass.
He looks
left.
Right.
He scrambles right, tries to get out of there. They're all over him. We're a sack, and looks like it's a sack by Cortland.
There's Elijah Muhammad.
Elijah Muhammad on the sack, brings him down and does his dance as the Colorado Greyhawks take over on downs, and they look like they're getting ready to punch one in. Miles, I got a text just now that the running back named Nate Guillory will be returning to the Colorado Greyhawks May 17th, the day before my birthday. It's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Well, that's a great birthday present for you, right?
Oh, that's my brother. 86 was a good year, so we coming back in style. You heard me? We have actually never left anyway. We've been to Flyers. We do all the things in the community. It's just what it is. Now, with that being said, the Colorado Greyhawks take over on down. 1st and 10 from the – nobody's set. Nobody set.
Nobody was ready.
The referees weren't ready. I wasn't ready.
The only ones who were ready were Julian Banks.
And in the center, Edgar Sotelo with the Mexican pride flag on his sleeve. Wears it every game with the red cleats. He's got nothing but swag, drippy.
Exactly. That's all pride right there. That's what you want in a player.
That's my guy.
Who loves the heritage, supports his heritage, but also supports his Greyhawks as well.
Why not, man? These are my guys. This is what we do. We actually have a competition of who's the best dressed before the game. Who has the flyest cleats? Nate Guillory, speaking of which, he buys more cleats than anybody I know just to try to keep up with me because, I'm the sultan of cleats. I'm the sultan of swag on the Colorado Greyhawks. These guys try to copy my format. But nonetheless.
Well, like you did say, you said that you are the heart and soul of the
Greyhawks. I am the heart and soul.
So why not try to be like you?
Why not? Well, you know what? There's something to be said about this team, man. There's a lot of guys that can be named the heart and soul of this team. And that's what made us great for all these years is that we've got so many staples and so many guys that are not just glue guys, but they could be respective stars on any other team in the league.
Exactly. And that's like one of the best things of football is when you have a team all together, not just one leader like you see a lot in the NFL where you just have one guy who wants to be the guy.
Absolutely. All right, we're back.
The team disbands.
First and 10, Julian Banks in the shotgun. He hands it off to Jordan. We've got a flag on the play. Got a little bit of mustard on the lettuce.
Looks like another hold again.
Bringing the Greyhawks back. Looks like penalties are going to hamper both sides in today's game as it's going to stay tight as both teams are working out the kinks, Austin. That's my fault. Miles Dunklin, if you're listening, shout me out. Let's get me some more games. You know how I do.
Exactly. Miles at the Colorado Media School always does try his best for us.
Yeah, he does.
He does everything. If you're also listening, tune into the show.
Oh, why not?
Sean does love to appear sometimes, but every Tuesday through Thursday
every Tuesday I'm there.
GoMileHigh.com.
Press Box Live.
Press Box, the premier radio show.
You're hosting on Thursdays. I'm hosting on Tuesdays.
Exactly.
That's a big time fact. Now we got first and 5. Julian Banks hands it off again to the scat back Jordan. Now we got some
another flag again.
Mustard on the lettuce.
That is like you did say. These refs are flag happy today.
Yep.
And it's just it looks like it might affect the Hawks again, as it does look.
So now this penalty goes against the Greyhawks, and it will bring us back for another 1st and 10 instead of a 1st and 5.
We're looking at
1st and 15, first and 14, 13. Ooh,
that's a weird one. Remember,
that's like a little 15, wacky. I like even numbers when I'm counting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm counting up.
14 is just a weird one to go after, and I'm not used to that.
Greyhawks come out in a trips left formation, one running back, Julian Banks in the shotgun, Jordan Halterbrand in the backfield. He fakes it. He looks left. He's going to Steven Mamouzic. He's open. Out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Straight to 21.
He was wide open. Julian Banks clearly should have let him upfield, and we'd be celebrating a touchdown here. But nonetheless, you just want to get a completion, get some momentum, and get going.
Exactly. Now they're 1 yard behind the red zone.
Look for them to score here, man.
That's all they need. They're back to where the Greyhawks were originally last quarter. This is their zone.
Here we go. Julian Banks, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Drops back to pass. He looks left. He's still looking. He scrolls. He looks like he's going to open up and throw. He falls to the ground. Raekwon southward. Doesn't have his shoulders above his feet. That's why he couldn't stay up.
Stumbling over there. That's never what you want.
He's having a little bit of a rough outing this evening, folks. But, we've got another flag on the play. 10 minutes and counting in the second quarter. Greyhawks still lead 7-0. Looks like the flag is against them. Now it's going to second down.
Oh, exactly. So we're looking at another flag, which is never what you want. And it looks like an NFL game now, which is so many flags thrown all over the place for no reason.
It'd be an NFL or a college game if we had guys getting targeting penalties, okay, and non-pass interference calls. Then we'd be talking about the NFL. Now, looks like we've got 2nd and 13 for the Colorado Greyhawks here. Julian Banks is in the backfield in shotgun with Brandon Hartlebrand. Julian takes a snap. He looks right. He's scraggling. He's looking across the middle. Steven Mamouzic is wide open as he holds on to the pass, looks at the D-back like, you can't phase me.
Looking at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal.
And the D-back looks like he hurt himself on the play trying to make the play. Steven Mamuzic is a wrecking ball as he's short, but he's fast and he's stout, and he makes plays when he gets the ball in his hands. It doesn't matter if it's a punt. It doesn't matter if it's a screen. It doesn't matter if it's a deep ball. This kid can flat out go.
That's two great plays that we just saw from him.
Well, and it just speaks to the mobility of Julian Banks, extending the play.
Exactly. He rolled out and looked across the field.
Usually don't do that.
Most quarterbacks don't love to do that.
That's right. Julian Banks, first and goal from the 2-yard line. He gives it to Brandon Hardelbrand. He just skates in for an easy touchdown with a high step. And the Greyhawks get on the board. It's 13-0. Brandon Hardelbrand gets his first rushing touchdown of the season. And welcome to the Greyhawks, Brandon Hardelbrand.
What a great initiation to the Greyhawks. Your first game.
Absolutely.
You get the second touchdown of the game.
Absolutely.
And it's not like it's at the end or the end of the game. It's in the second quarter with 9 minutes to go. Looks like they are going to go with the extra point with Alex Steiner as, of course, leading the kick.
Why not? Looks like we've got the extra point up. Not yet. Getting set.
Everyone's getting set. Steiner is ready to kick.
Kick is up. And it's good, but we got a flag on the field.
Again.
No surprise there, Austin, as that's like the 6th flag of the quarter.
And we do have Armoris Robinson holding the ball for him.
Aramis Robinson holds.
My fault.
And let me say something here. The Greyhawks are loaded with talent when it comes to wide receivers and running backs. Their skill positions are ballers all the way around. Aramis Robinson is coming off of a 15-touchdown season a year ago where he had a 4-touchdown game against the Mile High Predators, and everybody just was like, whoa. This kid's amazing, and that's one of many. I can go down the line. Antoine Outlaw is another primetime player. One guy that hasn't been seen yet, Sia Sivash Zadeh, will be another wide receiver that we'll see later on in this game, and he can make plays as well as Devontae Hill.
Does look like they are going to enforce the flag on the kickoff, knock it back another 5 yards.
Yep. So it looks like the kick was up and it was good. And it was against the Greyhawks, but the Ravens decided to decline, and let's play ball.
We are still 14-0 up with 9 minutes still to go.
Alex Steiner set to kick.
Checking his ends.
Kick is up. He drives it. And it looks like this one's going to go out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
And another flag again for a kick out of the bounds.
Well, hey, that's an actual flag that we can go for, okay? I can actually see that one. I can tell you it's authentic and
that's
it's
a flag
deserving.
that you don't have much control over.
Yes.
Sometimes the ball does do bouncing. Kickers do have a little bit of a leeway when it comes to the out of bounds, but it's really hard to control an out-of-bound kick.
This illegal procedure call will bring the Raytown Ravens out to the 35-yard line, for a 1st and 10. We have 8 minutes and 50 seconds into the second quarter. Our score here today, 14-0, Greyhawks.
8:50 to go. Got about 10 under 9 minutes to go in this quarter, and then we'll go to halftime, and it looks like, as of now, we're going to continue this Greyhawks lead. Unless the Ravens can find something to figure out. They have not figured out one thing. They've had a couple good drives here and there, but they haven't figured out something to stop this Greyhawk defense at all.
And Austin, you know as good as I do, you know, the Greyhawks are obviously outnumbering the Ravens. It's going to be a tall task for the Ravens to be able to stop these guys for 4 quarters.
Exactly, yeah.
Ravens drop back to pass. Josh White slings it out to the slot. He keeps on his feet.
He looks like he's
going to go all the way. The 30. He gets taken down by Demetrius Nixon at the 24-yard line as the Ravens open up with a big-time screenplay.
Now, I don't know if you saw, Nixon did mess up a little bit. He stumped. He did stop and watch.
Well,
it's never what you want to do.
You don't want to second guess.
Go.
Yeah, you don't ever
go. You miss, you miss.
You
either go or don't go.
So one thing my coach taught me in high school is I can deal with you making a mistake at 100 miles an hour. I can't deal with you making a mistake at 50%.
Yeah, when my coach would tell me stuff like that, if I messed up, he'd be like, "Hey, you messed up."
Yeah.
But if I messed up where I knew it was a play where I could have gotten it,
yeah,
I would either not play the next game or I would hear it for the whole game.
Ooh, your coach is a mean one, boy. He just keep you out the game like that. The Ravens are now almost approaching the red zone with a timeout by the Greyhawks. We have 8 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second quarter here from Thornton Stadium.
That is exactly what the Ravens needed. They needed that play.
But why go to a timeout if you're going to keep the momentum going per se?
They're probably looking to change something up. That's what I would call a timeout for. Looking to change something up. You caught the Greyhawks off guard, which is a good play. You caught them off guard.
Did they? Yes. And now we've seen that they're human.
Yeah.
Because they've been looking immortal right now.
But you also are going to mess up with the timeout because it's going to get the Greyhawks to adjust that. We know that play now.
Absolutely.
We're going to watch for something else. Watch both sides.
Absolutely.
Because as you did state earlier in the game, the Ravens do love that right side of the ball.
Yes.
They do love the right side.
Yes.
And they did just show it. The right side is their strength.
But they went to the left side this time, though,
exactly.
my man.
That's throwing the Hawks off. That's throwing something that you're not expecting.
Coach Robinson wasn't ready for that.
You're expecting right side of all time. You can even see Nixon looking back at the safety. He's looking at his right. Their top receivers are at the right.
Oh, you're absolutely correct about that, Austin. Again, you're just now joining us here. It's 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. The Ravens come out in the three wide set. They motion out to the right. Looks like he's going to fake right.
Flag
and then he's going left.
Thrown.
He throws it up, and he gets planted out of bounds.
But another flag was thrown. We will see what the call ends up being. Could be a quick offside.
No surprise there, folks, as we have another flag. Looks like we have second down. No.
It's going to
I don't see a penalty now because looks like they moved off the penalty, and they're going to hold their spot here. Oh no, they're actually giving the Ravens a first
and 5.
A 1st and 5 as they were offsides on the play. This is reminding me of the Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. D Ford is lined up offsides, and in a crucial play, essentially you stop them. And now you're giving them an extra chance.
Yeah, you just give them a chance, not even just an extra chance. You give them the red zone chance because they're now officially in the red.
Oh, now they're in the red, and they're looking to put some points on the board as it's 14-0.
Yeah, you don't want to get embarrassed at all, and the Ravens are looking to put that, at least get a score on the board.
Josh White drops back to pass. He's getting all types of pressure. They're set up on the screenplay and cannot finish as Alario Vitale was getting ready to clean stuff up and put a boomstick on number 2. Who's number 2? Who we got here? Number 2. He's not on our roster.
Don't got a number roster on there.
That's okay, but nonetheless, he was going to get smoked, and he would have been to somebody then.
It would have been better to catch that ball. I'd rather have got laid out than not catch that ball.
Honestly, Austin, I probably for his sake, it's better that he didn't touch that ball.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. You did have Brandon number 11 over there looking to light.
No, Alario Vital was getting ready to clean stuff up and make something happen. Second and 5 on the play. Josh White sends out a running back in motion. He's limping. He looks like he's a little hurt. He drops back to pass. He throws it across the middle. It's almost picked off on the play by Vital as he gives the push-ups, and he knows what he did wrong. He knows that he owes us some money. He done messed up the church's money, and it's now 3rd and 5 on the play.
You know, the fact that you don't see a lot of players do that when they miss an interception, get down and do their push-ups.
Welcome to Gray Row, baby.
That is an amazing thing to see.
If you drop a touchdown, you give me push-ups. If you miss a tackle, give me push-ups. If you drop an interception or a sack, you miss a sack, you got to give us some push-ups. That's just the Greyhawk way, and that's a testament to why the Greyhawks are so good year in and year out, Austin.
And most guys will do that when they're on the sideline. He did that right after the play. And that shows that he has the discipline ready to go.
Yes, sir.
He knows I messed
up.
And
it looks like we got another flag. It's delayed. Flag. Well, delay a game, and that's going to push them back and stretch it to a 3rd and improbable 10.
It does not look like a delay a game. It looks like they're going.
Oh, it's on the Greyhawks, illegal substitution, and now we have another 1st down that wasn't authentic. These guys are marching down the field with less and less plays. They're not even actually conducting a full play.
They're not even doing anything.
And they're getting 1st downs. That's amazing.
It does look like Matt Smith is the one coming out of the game for this.
Yeah, definitely get Matt Smith the blow. Definitely get Matt Smith the blow. Keep him fresh as you can possibly keep him. That's a for sure thing.
Coming out in an even set.
We got 1st and 10 to snap back.
Josh
White is brought down on the play.
Josh White fumbled the ball out of his hands and put it right back in there. It does not look good for him. That was not a good play, especially since you were just given some free yards.
Well, I mean, you look up and you see that the Ravens are trying their hardest, their darndest to get something going, but it just hasn't worked for them just yet. They've been struggling to get some points.
Exactly, and that just did not look good at all. That looked like it does look like the AFC Championship game where the quarterbacks are fumbling the ball. So what do I do? And trying to run, you have the defense
and that just speaks to the pressure. That just speaks to the pressure. Coach Rashad Ray said that they were looking to get. They want the DNs to contain. And
they contain
and keep the quarterback inside. Yeah, he's been able to leak outside a few times, but not yet.
They contained, and you had your D tackles coming up and hitting the quarterback.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11. Josh White, he gets the snap. He looks left. He looks right. He drops deep. He's wide open for the touchdown.
And that is Charles Meadows.
Charles Meadows on the touchdown. The owner of the team says, I can do it just like you can do it. And, folks, we now have some points on the board by the Ravens.
6-14 with 6:30 left to go in this.
Oh, my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. If you miss this game, you miss this call, you're in for a barn burner tonight, bro.
Exactly. And that was just beautiful, honestly, and altogether. Like,
corner route.
That's one of the hardest plays to defend as a defender.
Yeah.
Is the corner route, because you're expecting him to go in, and then right at the last second he goes out.
Boy,
you're just sitting there.
I could tell you like this: it's going to be interesting to see how the Greyhawks rebound on defense the second time around.
Exactly.
Because now they've shown that they are a little bit deceptive to penalty, as well as now the Ravens can score some points.
Oh, exactly. And you can see they can score some points. And they can also let the Greyhawks keep giving free yards.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, the Greyhawks going to give you free yards. You better take them. My grandma said if it's free, I want 2.
Exactly.
I hit you guys with a little bit of chip dip, couple of quotes here on ColoradoSports.TV.
It does look like they made the extra point.
So the extra point is up, and it's good. We now have a score of 14-7 with 6 minutes and 32 seconds left here from First Bank Field North on ColoradoSports.TV. Yeah. And we're back live here on ColoradoSports.TV with our new score, 14-7. The Greyhawks lead the Raytown Ravens. Looks like we've got a little bit of a pause in the broadcast.
It looks like we're going back.
Greyhawks are set to receive here. Hold on. Let me turn my internet back on. Let me turn that hotspot on so we can get that mobile. The kick is up. It's fielded by number 3, Raquan Southward. He's got blocks. He gives a stiff arm. He cuts up field and gets it out to the 45-yard line as we've got another flag on the play. More mustard on the lettuce. Raquan Southward looks like he can do a little something with the ball when you get it in his hand, Austin.
Oh, yeah. It's one of the hardest things in football is to find a kick returner and a punt returner.
Yeah.
And Southward is, from what I've seen so far and what y'all have seen so far, he's been amazing. He has shown that he is a great returner and he's great in the ball.
He's very dynamic, it looks like. And, I mean, now the Greyhawks are starting with a 1st and 10 from about the 26-yard line.
26.
Yeah, 26-yard line.
26, 27.
26 and a half if you're counting Banks comes out with Devontae Hill down at the bottom with a trips right set. We've got Antoine Outlaw, Aramis Robinson, and Steven Mamuzic all in the same place at the same time. Look out. Something big's getting ready to happen. 1st and 10 for the Greyhawks. Julian Banks hands it to Royce Assi. He cuts it up. He gets a block on the edge, and he just plows through the defensive back.
Gets a beautiful first down. Did look like a face mask right at the end.
Yeah.
But
refs said, let us play ball. I don't mind let us play ball unless it's really egregious. But at the same time, the Greyhawks just pick up a first down with ease. Royce Assi just takes every opportunity he can.
That's just a statement right after they just scored on you.
I'm coming straight at you.
We're coming right back.
Put your 3D glasses on because you know we coming straight at you. We've got a trips left. Same dynamic. Steven Mamuz is in motion. Julian Banks in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line now. He hands it off. Royce Assi with patience. He gains another
flag was thrown yet again, though.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, referees, don't make me come down there at halftime.
Ravens sideline ref was one who threw that flag.
So it might be an offsides penalty. It looks like it's against the Greyhawks. Where's my white hat on the call for the night, Mr. Bobby Alibi?
And look at number 8, Brian Harris for the Ravens, just staying up at the line.
Yep.
Saying that, hey, we may got a flag, but I'm staying right here to intimidate y'all.
I'm gonna jam. We're gonna intimidate. We're gonna force our will. And this is not a good place for the Greyhawks to be in, as now you've created a little bit of down and distance for yourself.
Yeah.
And now you're going from a first and 10. You're going to a 1st and 15 again to start a drive.
Does look like a 1st and 15, but it also looks like the Ravens just know what they're doing now.
All right, so looks like the penalty may have been, we're not really for sure, but it looks like maybe they took up the flag, and now we've got a 2nd and
1st and 5. It still looks like.
I don't get the sideline. I mean, the sideline marker is out. We've got we got bunch right, bunch left. Ramis Robinson and Devontae Hill. And then we've got –
love that Devontae Adams. Yeah. The Green Bay Packers over
Devontae Hill and Ramis Robinson. That's a lot of speed down there at the left end of the field down here. Julian Banks, 1st and 5, takes a snap, gives it to Royce Assi. He runs with more patience.
He just opens the field.
And now he's cutting up field. He's past the midway field up to the 40-yard line.
Looks like number 22 yet again comes back.
And he just gets at least about a 23-yard gain on the play and gets it down.
Denzel Rimson
does
go back in for the tackle. He's still avoiding number 22 as well.
Greyhawks are right on the ball. They're wasting no time. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line here. They're now in plus territory, starting to get onto the Ravens side of the field. Julian Banks, shotgun.
It was like a trips left with the one on the right yet again.
Fakes the screen.
Doesn't
throws it right down the middle of the field. It's a jackpot ball, and it was almost caught by Antoine Outlaw.
That was a big risk right there by Julian Banks. He just threw it. Which is not what you want.
No, never.
Just threw it.
You don't want your quarterback ever just throwing 500 balls out there. You want him to take his time and actually get a sound pass that's actually going to stick to the ribs with some meat and potatoes.
Now, I remember when I was in high school, one of my coaches would say he was a great quarterback coach, coached the quarterbacks in the University of Utah.
Okay.
And he said if you can't get anyone open and you
throw it to your mother,
and you look like you're going to freak out, either get somewhere where you could throw it out of bounds or just accept the sack at the time. We can get that back, but don't just take a risk down the field, because if they don't get the ball, you're taking a risk. But that was 2 defenders against 1 guy.
Here it is, 2nd and 10 for Julian Banks. He's in the shotgun still.
It looks like an even set 2-2 spread offense right here.
Julian Banks drops back to pass. He fakes right. He throws it. He's wide open. Antoine Outlaw is wide open, and he gets knocked out at the 8-yard line.
Is that a 1st and goal?
It was definitely a 1st and goal, as he's now brought it down to the 8-yard line, and the Greyhawks are on the move yet again, ready to score and punch it in.
That is not a 1st and goal yet.
Oh, no.
They're going to punch it down to
Whoa, that's a bad spot.
That's the 14-yard line. That's what they're saying, where he caught that ball.
Well, they're in plus territory. Julian Banks not waiting for the defense to set. He hands it off to Royce Assi. No, he fakes it. He's running. He's scrambling. He's doing the Randall Cunningham.
Another flag was thrown, though.
Oh, my gosh.
The end zone ref was the one who ended up throwing another flag.
So maybe we've got a defensive hole, which will bring the Greyhawks to 1st and goal at the 5-yard line, and we'll just see and wait for the mark here. Wait for the ref to make the call. We got a substitution. Royce Asi is coming out as Brandon Hartleben. Jordan Hartleben is coming into the game. Please excuse me to Mr. Hartleben's family, and if I'm not pronouncing you folks' last name correctly, that's my apology, and I will get it right for the next call.
Does look like a timeout here called by, I believe, the Greyhawks are the ones who called the timeout.
Absolutely. And now we have a break in the action as we'll go to a timeout here in ColoradoSports.TV as our score is 14-7, Greyhawks. Folks, thank you for tuning in here at ColoradoSports.TV. We are live from from First Bank Field North here in Thornton, Colorado.
Down at Mountain Range High School. Let's not forget that. Thank you, Mountain Range High School,
for letting us play here.
The Greyhawks come and play.
This is the home field of your Colorado Greyhawks. They are now inside the money zone. First and goal from the 3-yard line, from the 5-yard line.
For the 4 to 5, yeah.
For the Greyhawks. Julian Banks is in shotgun like usual. Takes the snap. He looks left. He's looking to throw it left. He's wide open, but he throws it and airmails it out of bounds. What a terrible pass. And now,
great look, but just too bad pass.
These are the spots where you look for Banks to have a little bit more, take a little bit more accountability for the mistake that he makes in that instance.
Yeah.
Right? And atone for it on the next play.
Exactly. A lot of quarterbacks don't love to do that.
No, everybody love the praise and hate the blame.
Exactly. From the whole game, you've seen Banks make up from his mistakes.
Okay.
He's made up for every mistake he's made.
Yes.
Which is only a select few. He hasn't made too many mistakes.
And that's a good thing. That's what you want from your leader on your team. Julian Banks, second and goal.
We have Jordan Hartleben at the running back there.
He goes in motion. Looks like they're going to swing past him left. He fakes left. He's looking right. Banks throws right back across his body, and airmails another pass out of the back of the end zone. Julian Banks needs to set his feet when he's looking to complete a pass because right now
looks like he's coming in for Jordan.
Listen, right now, the Ravens defense is pressuring Julian Banks and making him throw off schedule. And it's not really working to the Greyhawks' benefit at this moment.
It's not looking. The receivers are getting open.
They're wide open.
But Julian Banks just getting pressured too much where he has nowhere to throw, and his only option is throw out of bounds.
Well, you know what? But at this point, when these guys are open, you got to make sure that you're completing these passes. He would want somebody to do the same for him. He'd be upset if they weren't doing that. And I can't wait for him to hear this because, that's my man's in $100,000, and I'll say these things about him. We've got a man in motion, Aramis Robinson. He fakes it, and Royce Asi right up the middle for a touchdown. Your Colorado Greyhawks score yet again, and that brings their score 20-7. The Greyhawks lead.
The extra point.
3 minutes and 29 seconds left here in the second quarter. Here from First Bank Field North, Colorado Greyhawks are on top, celebrating.
And we're going to go for the extra point again with Alex Steiner, who's going to kick yet another field goal.
He's getting his money's worth tonight, huh?
That's 3 points for tonight for him. If he makes it, that's a
good night for the kicker, right?
Oh, that's a great night for the kicker.
Usually, if you're a kicker for the Greyhawks, because we go for 2 most of the time. So if you're a kicker for the Greyhawks, if you're showing up and you're here, you're gonna get a lot of work. You're gonna be kicking a lot of kickoffs. You're gonna be doing tons of extra points.
And see, that's the lovely thing of a kicker. They love that because a kicker. A lot of people don't always remember it. Kicker gets guaranteed 1 play a game.
That's right.
That's guaranteed. No matter how the game goes, they're guaranteed only 1.
That's right.
and that's just the first kickoff or the second kickoff.
I agree with you there, Austin.
You want your team scoring because you want to be on that field. You want to continue being there, and you're not just helping them. You're encouraging them to get that score going, so you can get in there too, and then even more help them to get the score. So you're helping the score go up. Looks like to be high. It's a high snap, but they were able to get it down.
And it's good.
Field goal.
And now that brings our score to 21-7. Greyhawks on top.
That's a great statement to put on, especially since they're getting ready to end the half. You got 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the quarter to go to halftime, and you're up in another score again.
Yeah, I mean,
up by 2 again.
The Greyhawks obviously wanted to establish a little bit of dominance and come back because the Ravens are literally like they're trying their darndest, okay, to stay in this game, but it's not really working to their benefit as the Greyhawks are just implying and imposing their will on them, drive in and drive out.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see it. The Ravens are trying to figure out something. They figured out on the last drive where they did score. They figured something out. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going and get another score and make it back down to
a one-score game?
A one-possession game.
One-possession game. I understand that. That's well, the Greyhawks are set to kick it off. Steiner drives it back. This time it's inbounds and out the back of the end zone. Number 3 just didn't have a chance to get to that one as he expected that one to go out of bounds, and yet it went straight back. And now that will bring the ball out to the 25-yard line as the Ravens will take over and try to get themselves on the board again and bring the score a little bit closer before the halftime. What's that?
Number 40.
Oh, number 4. What
Brad
about
Shoemaker?
Oh, Brad. What about Brad?
That's like the glorious last name right there.
Shoemaker, was on the mound today for the Toronto Blue Jays. Speaking of Shoemakers, I don't recall how that game shaked out because I was on my way getting here to the field so we can cover today's game between the Colorado Greyhawks and the Raytown Ravens from Missouri. And we are live here on ColoradoSports.TV. We appreciate you and welcome you to the cast today. I'm your host, Sean Boyd, and I'm joined on side Austin Sorensen.
What's going on,
our
guys?
Camera operator for today's game, Dana Moreno. And she's going to get mad at me because I said it wrong. Oh, I said it right. Look, I get it right. A dead clock is right twice a day, so you can get it. This is my moment in the sun. 1st and 10 for the Raytown Ravens, and looks like we've got another stoppage and a timeout by the Ravens as they're unsure as what they want to do.
It could be that they're not unsure. It could be just trying to throw the Greyhawks off.
Yeah, well,
that we're going to come up with something that you don't think of.
Well, the Greyhawks are obviously, you give them time to prepare and get themselves together, and that cannot bode well for the other team. Is they may not be able to. They might be able to do anything before the half. I mean, there's no guarantees here, and if the Greyhawks get a turnover, oh, look out, because they're going to score.
Yeah, no, they'll make that another 2-possession game.
A 3-possession.
3-possession
game.
Yeah,
3-possession game. And, folks, the fat lady will be singing sooner than later. Sooner than later. Excuse me. Or the fat man will be singing. Either one. You know, warming up those vocals. Hello, hello, hello. Hello? We're cutting in and out here on the broadcast. But that's okay because we'll keep working and keep working and keep working. Shout-outs to Mr. Scott for allowing me and Austin and myself to be your broadcasters and the voice of the Colorado Greyhawks for tonight's game. If you can hear me, please, if you can't hear me, please excuse us as we are now. Josh White has then taken the run. He get the quarterback keeper. He just keeps running, and now he brings it out to about the 40-yard line and gets a first down, and he's out of bounds, stopping the clock at 3:07. Gets it out to about the 36-yard line, that is. The clock continues to go. And the Greyhawks come in and they call a timeout as they are unbalanced and need to get themselves together as they don't want the Ravens scoring any more points in this half. Now let's see what the adjustments are that are going to be made. Are we good? We're way good.
Yeah,
we're not overmodulating. All right, folks, if you can hear us now, we apologize for the technical difficulties, but we're back here live from First Bank Field North at Mountain Range
High School.
High School, that is. The score is 21-7. The Greyhawks with a commanding lead, leading the Raytown Ravens.
3 minutes left to go into this.
And there's 3 minutes left as the Ravens are looking to drive and build on from their last drive. They're still looking a little hot. They're looking like they got a little momentum, and they might even be able to score here. If they do happen to score here, even if it's a field goal, well, I don't know if they even have a kicker because they're going for it. So without them having a kicker, they're obviously going to be going for it. And with them going for it, that just shows that they have a never-die mentality. Oh, they do have a kicker, but we have not seen much of Tanner Smith. On the year, Tanner Smith for the Ravens. I'll get back to that as we're now back to resuming action here from First Bank Field North. Josh White, the quarterback of the Raytown Ravens,
looking
is
like
in shotgun.
Yet again.
He drops back to pass. He's looking to throw, but he's brought down on the play.
Stopped by.
Big play by Matt Smith. Just all over the place as he lets out a big roar on the play and says, "You can't stop me."
No. You cannot get past Smith. He knows that this is his field. This is where you don't come to play.
He mans the middle of the defense. And, guys, you see the defensive line for the Colorado Greyhawks. I can literally tell you that they have about 3,000 pounds of beef up front. That's 6 to 7 defensive linemen, all hefty fat daddies.
And see, that's what you want in a defensive line. You want your D-line to be big, but not too big. Yep. But they want them to be big enough where they can hit that.
And then they got two DNs in Arthur Humphrey and Bobby Purify, who are just straight studs. Oh, my gosh. Josh White draws back the pass, throws it to a wide-open wide receiver. He toe taps number 16, Jeremiah Riedel. And Jeremiah Riedel, again, he's had a good season to start. He's had 7 catches, make it 8 now for 100 and maybe 18 yards and an average of 15.3 per clip.
Which is really not bad to start the season. Especially since what you said, they don't really have a star receiver fully yet.
No, their star receiver is not here tonight in Tyler Blewett. They've had a case of the dropsies this year. Just looking at some of the statistics, it hasn't really been a solid, sufficient year from the receiver core of the Raytown Ravens. Josh White has been their main component for their offense as he sends another man in motion. Number 7 comes in motion. He drops back to pass. He's looking left. He almost gets tackled. He breaks upfield and gets a first down. Looks like a gain of about 11 to 12 yards. Excuse me if I can't get the precision there, but he stops the clock.
You know, he just caught the Greyhawks off very guard.
Well, the thing is, Austin, they're not really able to contain Josh White as he's really mobile, and every play evolves around his mobility. Nothing else.
And you could definitely see it. So far, he has stayed majorly in the pocket, but when he has moved around, that's when they get their plays.
Absolutely. We got a 1st and 10, 1 minute and counting before half. Josh White, empty set, drops back to pass. He looks left. He's getting all types of pressure. He's going right, rolling. Vital almost has him and brings him down on the play and helps him up like, listen, homie, I'll be here next play. The referee, the middle judge here, I got it here. Umpire Joseph Chilsom just gets face planted into the green as he was in the middle of the action, and we're going to have the trainer come out and take a look at him, and we're going to have a break in the action. We appreciate you for tuning in here to ColoradoSports.TV with our score, 48 seconds left in the half, 21-6 Greyhawks. 21-7 Greyhawks as the clock operator is giving the Ravens only 6 points. And we're back live here, ColoradoSports.TV. The Raytown Ravens on a 2nd and 10. Driving
21-7 with under a minute to go.
With under a minute. Here we go. Josh White, he's been running around for his life all night, but he's been making plays.
Coming out with the even set 2-2.
Yep, he drops back to pass. He throws it. Nobody's home.
I don't know where he was looking. He was looking all the way back to Missouri.
Well, I tell you what, there was nobody open on that play, so he did the right thing in throwing it back to Missouri because guess what? He didn't have a play to begin with.
He was looking like a wannabe Lamar Jackson right there for the Baltimore Ravens, but he ain't going there.
That brings us to 3rd and 10 here. The Greyhawks looking to get a stop, get the ball back to Julian Banks with maybe even a little bit of time left, and that high-octane offense can stick another score on the board before the half.
Got exactly 50 seconds to get something, just something out of it.
And let's see what the Raytown Ravens try to piece together here as they come out in a trips left, one guy to wide to the right. He's getting press coverage from Devon Cox. Josh White
looking like an empty backfield for him right now.
He's got a guy in the H-back. He drops back to get him some protection because they've been getting pressure on him all night. He runs around, scrambles, cooks a lot of eggs in the backfield, and then does nothing.
I don't know if you did just see Humphrey looking to eat.
Oh, Humphrey is in the backfield every play. That's what I said. Bobby Purify and Arthur Humphrey are stud muffins.
He was
Pause. These two guys are straight monsters off the edges, and they are containing Josh White with their lives.
He was just sitting there giving my In-N-Out burger since we got In-N-Out coming out here soon.
Oh, hey, California, share some of that love. Here we go. 4th and 10, 4th and 11.
Going for, again, empty backfield.
From the 36-yard line, he drops back to pass, throw a 500 ball. He's wide open and mails it to Devon Cox, and he drops it.
Drops open the wide-open interception.
Yet again, the Colorado Greyhawks have messed up the church's money, and it's turnover on downs.
And we got 4 seconds left in the half.
Only 4.4 left in the half. Well, let's see what the Greyhawks do here. Let's see if they're classy or if they want to shove it to them.
Now, what would you do here?
I'm gonna kneel it. I'm gonna kneel it, and I don't want anything crazy to happen. I don't want to see a turnover and they accidentally run it back the other way. Let's just get out of this half.
So you don't want to see a Madden situation?
No, man. You're ahead in this game. You've got clear control in this game. There's no reason to do anything.
You've been in the head the whole game.
Yeah, now this is my team, and I know my team very well. We're going for a play here.
Now, from what it looks like, the Ravens aren't even sending their team on the field.
Yeah, they're going for a play here.
They don't even know. They look like the Ravens think they're going for the
Julian Banks is going to run around for a little bit and see if he can get somebody downfield, and he's just going to wing it up, and hopefully he doesn't mess around and have to have Tommy John surgery at the end of the game.
Ravens are in the set for the Hail Mary pass. They are ready for it.
They're
deep cover
back
4.
Deep. 1st and 10 from about the 34-yard line. Colorado Greyhawks 44 looking to add a little bit to the spread right here, wanting to cover the spread for us gamblers out there. Julian Banks, he draws back the pass. The screen is tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that is what I'm talking about, Austin. He could have literally ran that play back. If he gets his hands on that, catches that, he's out of there for 7.
Exactly.
Or for 6. And that brings us to our halftime, folks. The
21-7.
21-7. Halftime, the Colorado Greyhawks are up and leading. We appreciate you for tuning in here at ColoradoSports.TV, and we'll be down, and we'll be right back in just a second. Thank you for tuning back in to ColoradoSports.TV. We're getting ready to kick off the second half here from Mountain Range High School. The Colorado Greyhawks have a commanding 21-6 lead.
Seven. Scoreboard still ain't changing.
I'm going to have to get that adjusted here. I'm going to find out before we start the second half what our true score is, because it is hampering our call.
It is. We don't know. It's just like confusing if like the kicker made the extra point or not.
Is it 7 or 6? Oh, he said he missed it, so it's 6. Okay, here we are.
It is 6.
Well, we apologize, folks, for that, but it's 21-6. The Colorado Greyhawks get the ball. Oh, excuse me. They do not get the ball coming out the half.
They got the ball the first half.
And they are going to look to kick it to these Ravens and maybe even establish a little dominance out the gate.
Put some more dominance back in.
They've been killing
They already established dominance. You're just putting more dominance on the field.
Put some more respect on it.
Put some respect on the.
When you talk about the Colorado Greyhawks. Yeah, on the wings.
On
the Hawks. The Hawks. We call ourselves Grey Row. Grey Row.
No, I was just saying for the wings.
Oh,
if you
facts.
see the jerseys, you got the wings.
Facts.
You got to fly somehow. You can't fly with the Hawk. You got to fly with the wings.
We've got all of our jerseys have a different set of wings on them. It's amazing. It's one of those things to see. You got to love it.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up.
So
looks like we are about to start it. Alex Steiner, of course, the kicker for the Greyhawks, is going to be starting the kick for the Greyhawks and sending it out to the Ravens, where we got two great returners who have been dominant for the Ravens for the receivers so far.
And it looks like the Colorado Greyhawks are ready to start the game, and they're getting ready to kick it off. Shout-outs to my boy, Antoine Outlaw, as he's looking up to the booth, showing love. He's like, what you doing? You should be down here with me catching a pass. But I'm up here calling the game. And the kick is up.
Look at that.
Beautiful kick to number 1 from the Ravens. He stumbles back because he doesn't know what he wants to do.
That is Orlando Wallace right there.
He takes off as a burner. He gets up to about the 30.
And just breaking tackles like it's nothing to him.
And now he's out to the 33-yard line as they get ready to take the field on offense.
Orlando Wallace was looking like he was just in Disney World for a while.
Hey, doing a couple of spinneroonies on the Greyhawks.
Ooh, spinneroony. 5-time champ.
Spinneroony for the macaroni. And we have 1st and 10 for the Raytown Ravens from the 32-yard line, excuse me.
Yeah.
No, it's 32. 32.
Yeah, 32-yard.
Okay, you got the excuse me, folks.
32-yard line at the right side of the field.
The field markers look a little wacky, but that's okay. We're working with it.
Hey, it's all good. I'm sure our listeners at home understand. It's a little tough to see up in the booth sometimes.
Yeah, but you work through these things as a constant professional.
And it does look like they are going with the stacked set of the even sides.
Josh White back in the shotgun yet again. He has a running back to the right, 2 wide receivers to the left and to the right. He's waiting on the snap. He gets it. Fakes the running back, and he's wide open in the flats and gets at least 5 to 6 yards as the defense makes a solid tackle and brings him out of bounds. Juwanta Giles on the stop. Reggie Robinson ensuing. Reggie Robinson is a constant pro. I talk about with the Colorado Greyhawks. One of those glue guys, one of those unspoken leaders. The guy's almost 40 years old, and he's playing lights out all the way into his 40s. You got to love that.
And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. That just proves that he has a love for the game. Does look like the Ravens are coming back up with the same exact formation as last time.
And we're on 2nd and 3 from the 38-yard line. Josh White fakes it to the running back again. He does a stutter step in the backfield.
He gets
a lot of pressure.
Again.
Then he gets it out there, makes a good pass, and number 2 cannot bring it in. Yet again, Josh White makes a play with his legs to extend the drive, extend the play, and his wide receivers just don't help him out.
He has no help. He is doing what he can to save this team, but his receivers cannot save him enough.
I understand. It's just one of those things.
At least in this case, he at least went for the ball and touched the ball, unlike the first time around where number 22 didn't even get near the ball. He watched it go right in front of him.
Oh, absolutely. And every time you see Josh White, he keeps trying to extend the plays to get his guys open and get them the ball, but they're just not coming through for him in the clutch moments, which brings us to
a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 on the play.
Looking like another 3 and quick out.
Marcel Tyler, a different type of corner down at the bottom of the screen, is down in press where he really stands out. Look, he gets a jam. Now we got a flag on the play. We're the first down. He breaks out of it. Get up on your feet and keep running.
Number 2 is able to hold on to it this time.
Yeah.
Not play a little butterfingers with Brucey, you know.
Looks like we have a little bit more mustard on the lettuce yet again, and we continue on here.
Just forgetting the bacon.
Hey, all we need is a BLT, baby. A little bit of love.
Bacon shake.
Oh, and you know what? There's so many baconators and so many things out here with bacon all over the place. You got filet mignon wrapped in bacon. You got chicken wrapped in bacon. You got jalapenos
wrapped
in bacon. And those are really good, by the way.
And that just proves America's the greatest country. We love our bacon.
Love our America. All right.
Love our bacon.
That penalty looks like it has driven the Ravens back to a 3rd and long distance.
You have Brent Nicholson and Matt Smith coming out for the play.
Brent Nicholson is one of those players. He doesn't say a lot, but his pads do the talking for him. And every time that he's on the field, he's wreaking havoc.
That's someone you need. So sometimes you need a silence leader like C.J. Mosley.
Yep, he's a silent assassin. He doesn't say a lot.
Quiet, but will lead the team the way he does best.
3rd and long for the Ravens. Looks like we have trips to the left.
2 safety set as well.
Between Nixon and Reggie Robinson, both studs. 3 linebackers. 2 down linemen and 2 guys rushing off the edge. Light pressure. He throws it deep and nobody's home. 4th down, and looks like they're getting ready to punt to the Colorado Greyhawks, and we're getting ready to put some more points on the board here tonight from Mountain Range High School. You're listening to us live on ColoradoSports.TV. I cannot do this without you, and I'm thankful you're here. Either way, we're live.
We're back.
And as I was lamenting to my buddy on 4th and 10, 4th and long.
For a punt again. I'm
thankful that he's here to help me call this game. Stephen Mamouche just let it bounce. He picks it up. He points it out. He's got blockers. He's got bodies. He gets ready to cut. Get ready to make a move. Oops, excuse me. And he's out of there. He's getting ready to prance and dance. And that's a touchdown. Stephen Mamouche. Watch him do his dance. Touchdown, Greyhawks.
That was there's like no words for what just happened.
Oh.
Like he even just sat there and took like a couple seconds just standing around and still got a touchdown out of it.
Stephen Mamouche hits the defense with a little bit of chip dip and gets down the sideline and scores a touchdown.
He was looking for his shake.
Yeah.
And bait.
The Greyhawks now take a commanding lead, 27-6, here to open up the 3rd quarter. 12 minutes and 40 seconds left here.
If they do score this, that's another possession.
I told them before the halftime was up, I said, listen, if you ball, you get the call. And they're doing that right now.
That was I'm still appalled by what just happened.
Hey,
like, there was only one guy who was able to make that tackle, and he just looked at him like,
"Excuse me, no,
you ain't worth my time."
He gave him a little skeet skirt. That'll work.
It looks like the fumble.
They fumbled a snap, and it's no good, and that keeps our score at 27-6. And now that takes us to the break here from Mountain Range High School with your Colorado Greyhawks extending the lead here on ColoradoSports.TV. And we're live again here from ColoradoSports.TV. Actually, we're on ColoradoSports.TV here from Mountain Range High School, First Bank Field North in Thornton, Colorado. It's a beautiful night out, Austin, isn't it?
It is, especially now that it's dark. Got the lights on. Looks like a real environment for us right now.
Saturday Night Lights here from Colorado. Julian Banks was out there to try to look like he was going to cover the kickoff return. Every now and again, he gets out there and says, I'm done playing quarterback. Let the other guy play quarterback, and I'm going to go play some defense now. That's just a product of him getting out there. And they're like, get out of there.
Just getting out there and having some fun.
We don't want you getting down there and getting hurt. You ain't going to make a tackle. Get out of there. Speaking of which, they have a new quarterback for the Colorado Greyhawks, and his name is Ray Roundtree. Ray Roundtree is from Overland in the Aurora metro area.
Awesome last name. Looked like almost a roundhouse kick.
He, in 2016 at Overland, passed for 3,000 yards.
Not bad.
Yeah. In high school, you throwing that ball all around the place.
A lot better than my high school quarterback, I can tell you that.
And the kick is off by Steiner. He drives it deep.
Not one of his better kicks.
Not deep enough.
Not one
it takes a bounce,
kicks,
but it's a live ball, and the Greyhawks almost recover it.
That was almost from Jordan.
Jordan Hartleben almost comes up with the recovery, just a step behind. He almost had it, Austin.
It was almost his, but no gold today for him. But he still has a touch under his belt, so that ball don't mean anything right now to him.
Right. Now, the thing here is if you're the Greyhawks, they're going to make some changes. They're going to get some guys into the game that haven't necessarily got the chance to play just yet. That's the thing that you love about this team is that they come in waves. There's more than enough to go around, and everybody leaves tonight happy.
There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you got to get your guys in, especially on a score like this, 27-6. It's going to take at least some Ravens moving the ball a lot more than they do.
Austin, let's be honest here. The Ravens, they can't do much with the ball right now. They're having a hard time moving the ball. It's just one of those things. They haven't been able to accomplish many successful drives against the Greyhawks defense.
They've only had the select few. Even their
Josh White hands it off up the middle. He gives it to the running back. Drive. He gets about 3 yards in moderation. Really short gain, not a lot going for the visiting team. Still with all types of struggles in the game, and they're just still playing through it, and you got to appreciate them for that.
Exactly. They're still trying to fight. They still got time to come back and get a couple more touchdowns, but they got to move the ball. That's all they need. They got to move the ball, and then on defense they got to stop the Greyhawks from moving because that's all the Greyhawks keep doing. They just keep moving.
All right. Well, we got 11 minutes and counting.
And we haven't even seen the Greyhawks offense yet.
In the third quarter, here it is, 27-6. Greyhawks lead.
That's the more crazy. The Greyhawks offense has yet touched the field this entire
on the
quarter.
second half. In the second half of the game. And
we're just getting
started. We're just getting started, Austin. Pete, don't be surprised by what you see tonight. All these diamonds and jewels. Josh White in the backfield. He sends a running back out limping.
That's Corey Denson right there.
Corey Denson looks like he's hurt. Josh White scrambles, makes some more yards, and gets a field for a first down on the play. And he looks like he's down on the play. And this might not be what the Ravens are looking for.
Oh, no, he's back up.
Oh, man.
It's a quick up.
He pulled a Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. He hit the mat. He looked to be stumbled, but yet he rises. And we'll see if he can make something happen here.
He rumbled
on first and 10.
But came back.
First and 10 on the play for the Raytown Ravens. Josh White seeming to be.
We got Elijah Muhammad coming out, limping out a little bit.
Uh-oh. Down in new corner in the game, DJ Ramsey with the pink towel for breast cancer awareness representing. First and 10 on the play. 10 minutes and counting. He hands it off. Oh, he fakes the handoff, and he's swallowed up by Daniel Ramsey. Oh, I apologize. That is number 33. 33 is Mr. No Name. No Name from UNC Colorado. I did hear that he did play he was a Bear at Northern Colorado University, but we don't know his name, and we apologize for that because his name is not on the roster. But, however,
what a hit.
He makes a big play and makes it a 2nd and 15 for the Raytown Ravens.
Second and a long way to go.
And, folks, if you're listening to tonight's broadcast and you so happen to send me a text message, unfortunately, I can't necessarily respond to it right now because I'm a little busy if you didn't know. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, hey, but you're here with me. Here it is. 2nd and 15. Clock counting. 9 minutes going. Josh White draws back the pass.
And he goes for a scramble again.
Every play, he is getting swallowed up by this Greyhawk defense. Number 31, Brent Nicholson and Matt Smith collapse for the sack.
He gets about 2 seconds of protection.
Every time.
2-second protection.
And you know what? Unfortunately, that's the name of the game, baby. The Rashad Ray said.
That's not even the name of the game. That's the name of the Greyhawk defense.
That's just a staple of the Greyhawks defense. They do this for fun.
You know, most teams want a ball hawk, a guy who goes for the ball. That's the whole team.
Yep. The ball hawk. Yeah, we the Greyhawks, that ball hard, gray row, it's just a lifestyle. It's just what we do here. It's really weird to see that our vocals keep going in and out, and we apologize for that, folks, if you're listening to us live here. Unfortunately, we don't necessarily have much control over it, but we will continue to work and provide this call for you this evening here on ColoradoSports.TV. We appreciate you for listening to us and tuning in for tonight's matchup. The Colorado Greyhawks really, Josh White draws back the pass. No one's there, and they throw a flag from both angles on Devon Cox. Little bit of contact, got a whole bunch of mustard on the lettuce, and now this might actually help the Ravens and get them out of the jam that they were in, Austin.
See, that's all the Ravens need. They think the Greyhawks can keep committing penalties, they can move the ball. The Ravens have the most penalty yards.
Well, given, right? They just keep doing it.
They're just given, and that's the only way they've been able to at least get anything under the field. The Greyhawks have just been shutting them down the entire game. We got number 33 coming back into the game.
Oh, Mr. No Name from Northern Colorado back in the game, looking to wreak some havoc. 86 is in the game. 86. We do not have 86's number. Please excuse us. Let's see here. The Ravens come out in a double wide set. No, I take that back. They come out in a unfamiliar set.
No, they're coming down the doubles.
The double wide. And you would think that the coach would make some type of adjustment, but it's 1st and 10.
It's been a predictable offense so far. The Ravens can't pass.
Josh White fakes the pass. He fakes it up the middle as they get no yards, gain about nothing, and get a 2-yard loss. And now the Greyhawks smell blood, and they are just pitting their ears
like
back.
A sack lunch right there for
going.
The Greyhawks.
Oh, yeah, man. You know what? Don't forget the apple on the side of that sack lunch. You heard?
Exactly. Now, that's who the running back is for them. He's the guy that who never really gets the time. That's what the apple like.
Yeah,
you never really want the apple, but when you want it, you want the apple.
Myself personally, Austin, I prefer diced pineapples.
Diced?
Yeah, why not?
I love the slice.
Sliced with precision.
Just like McDonald's makes them for me.
Sliced with precision. You know, diced pineapples. Shout out Rick Ross. All right. And we have here 2nd and 10.
With 8 minutes to go into the quarter.
Oh, wait a second. It's still 2nd down. There we go. 2nd down on the play. 2nd and 10. Josh White in a pistol formation. Sends number 7 in motion. Fakes the jet sweep. Matt Smith gives chase. Gives out to him, and they just got to get him out of bounds. And he gets tattooed before he lets it go, getting his boots smoked by number 27.
Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson. Hallelujah. Brandon Johnson leads his church by example week in and week out as he promotes the good word in the land and does a lot of good things in the community. Another one of those guys that you're just appreciative of just because he not only is a consummate professional on the field, but he also does a lot of things off the field. And you look for people like that to represent your organization.
Someone that would be deserving of the Walter Payton Award.
Absolutely. If they had one for this league, he'd be in the running next to Sean Boyd.
They don't need one. He could be the creator of the trophy.
Hey, why not?
The Brandon Johnson Award.
No, let's not give him all the praise just yet. He got to give me 2 more plays like that, and I might give him a little bit of the call. Right now, there's a few guys doing the same things as he is, so that's good. Here it is, 3rd and 10. Josh White drops back to pass. He catches a guy wide open across the middle. He airmails it, and Reggie Robinson looks like he wanted to give him the smoke. But he just turns his back and says, you know what? I'm going to spare you. And that brings us to 4th down with 7 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third quarter. The Greyhawks still have the lead, 27-6.
See, if he didn't go for the kill shot, could have had that pick.
Well, you know what? Actually, I feel like he could have had the pick. I feel like Demetrius Nixon could have had the pick. Now, here's the problem that the Ravens are going to face. The more that they punt the ball back to the Greyhawks, you give yourself too many opportunities to see Stefan Mamuzic go down the sideline and dance.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to see. The Greyhawks are already tired of it. They got to see it on a glorious punt return. You don't want to see it when he scores an offensive touchdown now.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something about Stefan Mamuzic and the rest of these Greyhawks. They're lit. Looks like they might be lining up for a fake punt. Arthur Humphries gets a great jump. He blocks the punt. It gets to Reggie Robinson. He's getting his moment in the sun. He's getting ready to take it all the way, but he gets stopped and knocked out at the 25-yard line. What a play by Arthur Humphrey, getting into the backfield long and to sleep with that old man game, and then he gets the block, and now the Greyhawks are already starting their drive in plus territory. That's just as good as a return, Austin.
That is. It was a bad snap, bad play from the Ravens entirely. They did not know what they were doing. You could even hear the fans out here calling it out that they did not know what they were doing, and you could see it firsthand that Robinson got the ball and was able to get pretty much right in the red zone.
Most definitely. That brings us to 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Julian Banks still in at quarterback. He's got Brandon Hartleben in the backfield with him with 2 wide on both sides. We've got Stefan Mamuzic and Antoine Outlaw down at the bottom of the field. These 2 guys put together means magic. Julian Banks gets the handoff. He hands it to the little scatback, Jordan, rocking number 23, but don't got no J's on. And then here he's out there. He gets up to about an 8-yard gain on the play, and now,
he's making fast people look not fast.
Yeah, well, not only is he making fast people look not fast, the guy's just a straight barn burner and a blazer. And every time you see this guy on the field, you know for a fact that he's looking to make the big play and take it all the way. Folks, if we're cutting in and out, we apologize. Julian Banks draws back the pass. He gets the pass out to Stephen Mamuzic. He breaks a tackle. 2-5 is too slow to catch him. He does another juke, cuts it up. Be careful, Stephen, as you're making all these beautiful moves out here. These kids are looking to bend you up and break you. But he continues to make moves and makes the defense miss. Okay, well, it's in and out. We're in and out like a bank robbery, but we're still here live on ColoradoSports.TV. Julian Banks is in the shotgun as they get into the red zone. He looks to the left. He looks to the right. He's looking to extend the play. He wants to throw a ball. He's got Antoine Law open in the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Julian Banks scrambles, but doesn't manage to complete the touchdown pass.
He had an opportunity to run there, too.
He could have ran it if he wanted to. We've got a penalty. More mustard on the lettuce. These guys can't control their mouths out there today, and looks like somebody may have dropped a little bit of an obscenity that's got the white hat saying, look, we're about to flag somebody.
Yeah, sometimes you need to. Refs out there getting bored after a while.
Yeah.
But, hey, we got to put some excitement in the game, piss someone off.
Oh, yes, most definitely. These are the situations that you just live for. The Greyhawks get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which has driven them back into their own. Well, no, they're still on there. They're still in plus territory here as they're back on the 29-yard line of the visiting Raytown Ravens.
Yeah, it was Senior White Hat over here is looking for something
to do.
You could tell he's just sitting there on his little notepad like.
Well, now this brings us to 1st and forever. As Julian Banks is back, he takes the snap. He fakes left. He goes deep. He's open. Raekwon Southward gets at least more than half of the yards back. Okay, they called it a completion. I thought they said he was out of bounds. Here it is. We have a 3rd and 4 on the play. Beautiful pass to the open wide receiver. Julian Banks didn't have to do a whole lot there other than just do what he does best and get the ball to his players.
And a lovely fake, too.
He's going through his play fakes, right? This is something new for Julian Banks. As he's done some of that in the past, but now he's just looking like he's worked on his mechanics over the offseason.
Just having his fun.
He's coming back firing on all cylinders.
Coming out in the twin formation with Jordan Hartleman.
3rd and 7.
In the backfield for
Julian
him.
Banks hands the ball off. Brandon Hartleman, he runs hard. He looks like he's taking him all the way into the end zone. He's short, like but he Jordan gets the first down. He's short, but he gets a first down on the play. It's 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. This kid has a motor on him. He's not the biggest guy, but he's got all the heart in the world. And he just willed himself down there for a first down. Let him eat. Let the big dog eat. Give him the ball. He looks like he's going to be promising in the Greyhawks offense to go along with a guy like Royce Ossie. And then when they get Nate Guillory back from Houston, H-Town in the building, you're going to look to see one of the best running attacks in the state.
It's going to look exactly like the 2011 Oregon Ducks.
I keep that H-Town in my cup.
With Michael James, Kenyon Barner, and DeAnthony Thomas. That's what this offense is going
That's
to
a great
exactly
comparison. That's a great
like.
comparison.
3 of the fastest running backs in college history. Going to be running all over them.
That's a great comparison right there. And while you're sitting here listening to us, again, the call that's bringing it to you tonight is me, Sean Boyd. I'm joined with Austin Sorensen, and we're live here on ColoradoSports.TV. If you could see the Craig Sager blazer that this man Austin wore to the game this evening, I would say we're going to prom later after the game is over.
I already got my corsets ready.
You ready, baby. You ready. Let's dance.
Everything's ready. We're already out of high school.
Hey.
They just had their prom, so.
It couldn't be any more fitting. But we're a little late to the dance because we show up fashionably late.
Exactly.
Every time that we step out.
We show up weeks late.
Matter of fact, I was the best dressed in attendance, and I did not leave the house. Did you get that?
That's how you do it.
Yeah, most definitely. As we have a break in the action here, the Greyhawks are not the ones that took the timeout as the Ravens took the timeout.
Ravens are trying to stop some time, get a breather. I did mention the big problem for the Ravens isn't going to be any football. It's this altitude.
Well, not even just the altitude, Austin, but the fact that they got, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that are on the bench. And then that means that they're going both ways, playing Ironman football while respecting that they are light on their numbers. The Greyhawks still have to take advantage and punch it down their throat.
Exactly. The only reason I mentioned that altitude is if you always watch a lot of games when people do come to Denver,
got to get that oxygen
places
mask.
Like that, they're not used to the high altitude, and you're running out of breath real quick. You could see it early in the game, and you could see it a little bit later in the game that they are getting a little bit worn out by the high-powered offense of the Greyhawks.
Absolutely. As we got a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, Julian Banks is still in the shotgun formation with 2 wide receivers to the right and the left of him. He sends a receiver in motion to Robinson. Gets set. Look for Aramis to run a slant here.
Pulling an audible out here. Changing up.
We got to delay a game. A false start on the offense, which is just going to give the Greyhawks a little bit of room so that they can run the play that I was just getting ready to call, which is a slant to the slot receiver, Aramis Robinson. He's going to be wide open.
Well, we will definitely see. They might change it up now, run a little bit of play, or might switch on the side.
I'm just telling you, I know these play calls. So now I might turn into a little Tony Romo in here, you know what I mean, and give you a little bit of prediction. That's just what we do here. ColoradoSports.TV.
If you turn into a Tony Romo, I will give you this blazer.
Hey, why not, bro? If I could fit it, I'm in it. Here we go. 1st and 5 for the Greyhawks. Julian Banks sends the running back in motion. He fakes it, throws the slant to Aramis Robinson, but he's open. It's Stefan Mamuzic for the touchdown. He now has his 2nd touchdown on the game, and they do the shoot.
You did call that a little bit ago that
we were running the slant to the slot.
This was going to happen. It wasn't going to be the slant to Robinson.
But it was the slant to Mamuzic. It's just one of the play calls.
That was the one guy that the Ravens did not want to see back in the end zone.
And now he's there, which brings our score to 33-6 with 5 minutes and 59 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
He got the last 2 touchdowns.
Well, Stefan is a dynamic player. Excuse me. I've had the opportunity to play with him the last 3-4 years. I've kind of felt like he was more of my understudy, and now as he is taking over.
And a flag comes out.
And now we have more mustard on the lettuce.
Not just one,
but two. Not one. No, stop, Bron. We're not even going to do that tonight. Here it is. Looks like the Greyhawks are not going to do anything, or they just looks like the Ravens might have declined the penalty.
Either might have declined or enforced it on the kickoff.
Oh, it's still good. The field goal is good, and we're going to go to a break at 34-6 here on ColoradoSports.TV. And we're back here live on ColoradoSports.TV as the Greyhawks accept the penalty, enforce the penalty on the kickoff. So now they're kicking off from the 50-yard line, dead smack in the middle of the field, where the stars are aligned for the 12 schools in the what county is this? Five-star Stadium North.
And this is an easy kick for Alex Steiner.
Whoa.
He has nothing.
Looks like we might have Reggie Robinson go hold the ball for him, because that ball will not stay on the tee as the wind has just so gently picked up. As you can see, the flags blowing really hard over in the backdrop.
This kick should definitely go right to the end zone. No return at all.
And there's still a return. Number 3 takes it out. Gets some yards. Looks like he's got some guys out to the right, and he is brought
down.
Men
to take him down.
Reggie Robinson holds the ball, then gets down, makes the tackle. What else can this guy do? Can he go ahead and make me a sandwich while he's down there on the sideline?
I'm sure he can. They already got the sandwiches already made on the field for you.
Julian Banks looks like he's enjoying a little bit of the festivities from tonight's game. Steven Mamuzic with a 2-touchdown game. Looks like he has over 4 catches, about maybe 100. No, I'm not going to give him 100 yards. We don't have our statistician here with us this evening, but I'll be light and tell you that he's having a bright game, and he is on fire.
That he is. He's been running over everyone. There's no one who can stop him right now.
Oh, he's been hitting him with the chip dip all night long. You can see, this guy has just been electrifying, and that's not something new to me, as we've seen this for years and years about. I've been the Julio Jones. He's been the DeAndre Hopkins. It's just what we have here with the Colorado Greyhawks. It's amazing.
I love the comparison.
And then we've got guys like a Ramis Robinson. Well, he's more of a not a Deshaun, but a DeAndre Hopkins. And Steven Mamuzic is AB.
Just not as tall as AB.
And I'm Julio. We got a fumble on the play. Josh White covers it right on up. 1st and 10 brings us to 2nd and 15 on the play.
Yeah, he just caught the ball, and it went right out.
Josh White, I don't want to say that he didn't want any of that smoke, but I think that the pressure from the Greyhawks is getting to him and rushing him.
He had too much popcorn at halftime.
Oh, most definitely. I hope he didn't have any popcorn at halftime, because his team is down and in a major way, as the score is 34-6 here with 5 minutes and 22 seconds and counting in the third quarter here from 5-Star North on ColoradoSports.TV. 2nd and 10, 2nd and 15. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 running back. Josh White in the shotgun.
Now, you did mention this earlier that you'd think their coach would adjust, and he's just running the same plays.
He hasn't got out of that formation at all. Josh White looks like he's got a little bit of green. He looks like he's got speed, but he gets slid and he slides and gets brought down on the play by Arthur Humphrey. Some more of that old man, grown man game.
And the Ravens don't have no idea what they're doing. They're just depending too much on White to get every play, and he can't do it by himself. There's 10 other guys on that field, and it's just him.
The Greyhawks have pinned their ears back, and they're not taking their foot off the gas, as we said in the stand-up in the sideline report. the Greyhawks are looking to go ahead and full throttle these guys out and get them up out of here.
Just looking to run them over.
Send them back to Missouri with a soda.
To them, it's a pop, though.
Yeah.
You know, you got.
I'm from somewhere else, man. You know what I mean? We don't say pop. We say soda.
It's a soda.
Get him a soda. 3rd and 9 on the play as he got a modest 6 yards back after the 2nd and 15. He's directing traffic from the line. Josh White gets the ball. He drops back. He fakes left. He takes a deep shot to the right. He's open, and he airmails it over the wide receiver. Number 7.
Now, see, that
Marty Pearson was open. He beat the DB.
That would have been a horrible play either way, whoever would have caught it. Because if both receivers were there.
Yeah, so you got 2 receivers in the same spot, but even then, somebody's got to go out and make a play and help this kid, Josh White. Brings us to 4th and 9 on the play.
It's like I said, it's just him. There's 11 guys on that field, and it looks like it's just Josh.
So
White.
It's 11 on 10.
It's
11 on 1.
It's 11 on White.
11 on Josh White. Oh man, and you hate to see this hawk on White crime, but we have to do it this evening. So
that is.
So that brings us to 4th and 9 on the play. Josh White. Maybe they should keep a running back in to protect. Looks like that's what they've done now.
I mean, they need to keep more than a running back.
He does a little quick kick, and it gets caught by the coach on the Greyhawks sideline. Nonetheless, the 12-yard punt doesn't come as much as a surprise, and it doesn't really do much to stop the Greyhawks as they've now taken over from the 39-yard line of the Raytown Ravens. It's going to get really ugly out here really soon.
It's been ugly. It's just been one guy on the offense and a flag. That's what it's been.
So the Raytown Ravens are clearly missing their cool at this point. And now we've got more mustard on the lettuce as our new quarterback comes into the game, Mr. Roundtree from Overland High School in Aurora, Colorado. And he gets it. It looks like somebody has assessed the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as the Greyhawks have now changed up, now brought in some different wide receivers. We have Casey White, Sia Zadeh, Sivash as we call him, Devontae Hill, the speedster, and then we have Motique DeGod.
It's
in that wide receiver. I really thought that was like his Facebook name, but maybe that's his actual name that he refused to be called anything else. He denounces his first name and he goes by his new name. I'm not mad at him for that. I'm Shiny X every now and again. So, new quarterback, Roundtree's in the shotgun, running back to his right. Bobby Purifier looks like. He doesn't want to run. He just wants to play. He gets it to Devontae Hill right in the flat, and he gets a nice 6-yard gain to get the momentum popping for these Greyhawks. And Roundtree, he just looks like he's been there before, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just came in and he was like, he already knew what he was doing.
Just ready to go. You got to appreciate a guy like that. And when I was down on the field, the kid has on a pair of cleats that you've never seen before. He's fire.
Exactly. And like he did just mention, he just came in. He already came in like it's his team. It's already his team. Banks is out. They pulled him out. Smart decision. Put the backup in with 3 minutes left in the go in the third quarter.
And he gives it to Bobby Purify up the middle. Just gets like 15 yards on the play. Gets it down to the 8-yard line. And Bobby Purify, the ex-running back in the NFL, ex-running back in the IFL with the Colorado Ice. He played for the San Francisco 49ers and played for the Green Bay Packers as well. All-time CU Buff. Ran for thousands and thousands of yards at Boulder. And now he's played for the Colorado Greyhawks, and he's one of our mainstays. You can't get any better production than him. Trust me on that.
That's someone who's been around, knows what he's doing.
Oh, you talk about a pro.
That's someone you learn from.
And the worst thing about it is he wants no praise. He's going to get mad at me for even mentioning all those credentials. Here it is. He's in the backfield.
He's just someone you want to learn from, learn all the experience.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Roundtree sends a guy in motion, but gives it to Bobby Purify. He's patient, cuts it up, stiff arm, and then he's into the end zone for the touchdown with ease. Bobby Purify bringing the Ravens to their knees, and they might as well say, "We give up, Daddy," because this thing is in the books.
You know, they always say a hawk's got an enemy right now.
Oh, it's the Ravens.
Ravens are the prey.
You know what? One bird eats another, and it's just a cycle of life.
Hawk's the bigger one.
Why not?
The circle of life.
It's just the circle of life, man. Where do you place in the food chain? And as you can see, with the score now at 40-6, the Hawks are at the top of the food chain.
And just eating.
Here in semi-pro football in Colorado. Thank you to the Ravens for even giving us this game. But, hey, we got to call it like we see it, giving them the smoke.
Exactly. And all you see at the beginning
Steiner's got the kick. It's down, and it's good.
The first half was them eating their lunch and dinner. Mm-hmm. Now they're just on their snack.
Put a little dessert on top of it. Sprinkle the Skittles. Get some syrup for the Sundays. And let's just say, let's get some eggs filled with Easter. Let's get some Easter eggs filled with some of that chocolate and jelly beans.
Just getting a little bit extra snacks and just not doing anything, not even worrying about a thing.
Hey, why not, man? When you're up 35 points in the game, and now the score is 41-6 with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left. Let's see if we might get the running clock to finish out this game and get these Ravens up out of here with a little bit of respect, because they are now getting pounded.
Yeah, and we're still into the third quarter.
Right,
we haven't even touched the last.
And again, that's why we're probably, with one more touchdown, we'll be within the running clock. Just as it's no reason to put them through this agony much longer.
It's no reason to put them through another 15 minutes of just sitting there.
Yep, as long as the clock continues, these guys will then, again, to save these guys from getting hurt, keep the injuries low. And again, it's all about the respect factor. The Ravens gave the Greyhawks a game, so they don't want to just sit out here and blow them out the water to where they never will come back and give another game to the Greyhawks. No. Or if the Greyhawks decide that they want to go to Missouri, because you know how we sign contracts to play one game here, one game there the next year.
Yeah.
So the Ravens get the Greyhawks in Missouri, in Raytown in 2020, right? They might not be the same type of Ravens next year. They may be the nasty Ravens.
Well, you also got to look at it. You see how big the Colorado squad is here. But
Casey White with the cover.
That's also the hometown. So obviously they're going to have the bigger squad.
Absolutely.
Next year when they go to Missouri, it's going to be the exact opposite, possibly, with the bigger squad being Missouri, Colorado being the smaller one.
No, but we still travel with a lot of guys. We bring this same team everywhere we go, no matter what, and that's the one thing you can count on with the Colorado Greyhawks.
Exactly, and they're definitely going to come in with the punch and knock everyone out. They're just dominant and don't care who's in front of them.
Well, the kick was covered by the Raytown Ravens on the 22-yard line. The Greyhawks still sending out their majority on defense, and they are looking to get another turnover and put this game well within doubt. Exactly.
Everyone knows that the Greyhawks are just ready to go home, and they're just trying to put the Ravens out of their punishment, but they're still not going to let up.
Yep.
They're not going to let up even with they still have a decent chance to get a score back.
So, folks, that brings us to 1st and 10 for the Raytown Ravens on the 22-yard line. 2 minutes and 35 seconds still left in the third quarter. Josh White in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the right and the left. He takes the snap, fakes it to the running back. He's scrambling eggs in the backfield and gets sacked by the Fat Daddies. 86 of the Colorado Greyhawks, and Brent Nicholson collapse on the quarterback and bring him down for about a 4-yard loss.
He just became lunch meat.
Give him up, bring him down. Hands down, man down.
And the thing that the Ravens are still not learning is needing to stop coming out with the same formation.
They run the same formation all game. It's so predictable to the point where you just know for a shadow of a doubt that all the Hawks have to do is play their base man front, and then all they're doing is pinning back and getting pressure with the front four. They're not even sending the linebackers. It's remarkable to see.
Yeah, they're just sitting there, and it's just linebacker coverage. Linebackers are just staying in the zone.
2nd and 15. He throws it to the flats. He doesn't want the ball, number 9, because he's been hurt. Now we're getting ready to start a fight. Here we go. And we got a little bit of a melee on the field. Hopefully we can get it stopped real quick. And we got a little bit of mustard on the lettuce as we get Arthur Humphrey off of the offensive tackle that can't take the fact that he's been getting his butt whipped all afternoon and evening. Arthur Humphrey.
Exactly. You never want to see it, But Daniel Smith was just getting embarrassed all game.
And he's gotten out of his character.
Tired of it.
Yeah, he's gotten out of his character a little bit. But Arthur stays a man, and he just mans him to the ground and says, we too big for these babies. That's our motto. And now he gets to go sit down on the bench and get a little Gatorade to wash away the haterade of the Raytown Ravens.
Oh, exactly. Daniel Smith was just sitting there like, I need to stop getting bullied by Humphreys over here.
Humphreys been kicking my butt.
That's the whole game. And you know what? I'm gonna try to fight, and I'm gonna lose this fight too. I'm gonna still continue to lose.
Speaking of fights, we have a big fight going on tonight between Amir Khan in the welterweight division between Amir Khan and Terrence Bud Crawford. Catch it live on ESPN pay-per-view. Hopefully we can get out of here in time and catch it because I really want to watch it.
Hey, that'd be an exciting one. Khan's been a threat for a lot of people for a while. He's been someone that you don't want to fight.
Man, I tell you what. You know what? Khan, he's been around, but he's been getting his head knocked off too. Danny Garcia face-planted this guy. So, for the fact that they gave Terrence Bud Crawford this fight, Bob Arum can't seem to get the fights that Showtime and PBC put together. You notice that?
Exactly.
He's the only welterweight under ESPN. He signed a contract for like $3 million, and now he's got like 4 fights he has to produce under Bob Arum before he can really get a fight with the true welterweights in that division. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, right?
He's just sitting there and just waiting.
But you know what? I believe that the mega fights are coming. Keith one-time Thurman, he's willing to take those fights.
They're just waiting to find someone that could be a hit that will be an attraction again.
It's a power struggle between the big guys. That is Al Heyman of Showtime and Bob Arum with ESPN, Golden Boy.
They're just more waiting for that one chance of like a Floyd Mayweather to come out, another big shot fighter that they need to be the face of the company. All
right. Yes, sir. You're right about that. Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions put on a lot of fights with Showtime, and that's how things get done because the money just makes it happen.
Money does talk.
3rd and 8 on the play.
It's more than a 3rd and 8.
Looks like I'm sorry, 3rd and 18 on the play. And the Raytown Ravens, they are just trying to salvage this game and get out of here without getting hurt anymore. Josh White drops back the pass. He slings it to the slot. And the running backs all have butter on their fingers. Somebody needs to get 16 some gloves because he doesn't represent the 1-6 the way he's supposed to. And now that brings us to 4th down on the play. And the Raytown Ravens are in deep trouble, in deep waters, Austin, as they are in their own territory on 4th and forever.
And it looks like it's going to be another Greyhawks score eventually. And
do you punt this ball or do you go for it?
At this point, there's nothing else to lose, so you go for it.
Oh, man. So you basically you're saying, Uncle, you're giving up. You got to stand up and do something in this game.
To lose, you fight. Going for it on 4th.
That's what I'm saying. If you punt it, you're not fighting. So you go for it. Josh White sets up on 4th and forever with the running back in the backfield. Doesn't matter at this point. The Greyhawks are playing off.
But they come out in the same formation.
Again.
Greyhawks know this. Both corners are already back, ready for this position.
That's right. And he fakes and punts it, and they're not ready for it. And it just rolls and rolls to the 30, and on back, it's still going. And the Greyhawks hover over it and almost mess around and touch it and then give it back.
Yeah, William Crosby was sitting there looking down at it, looking to run. Number 16 was ready for that.
You know what? Number 41, William Crosby, I don't know what you're thinking down there, son, but you might want to get your mind right, as Rashad Ray is a no tolerance for mental mistakes.
You can even see Devin Cox just sitting there like, what
are you doing?
Just happened?
Yeah.
Like,
get away from the ball, and everybody's asking him, hey, make sure that you stay away from that ball next time. You're going to mess around and turn the ball over. And while the Greyhawks are taking over on downs 41-6, and looks like they're going to wind down the quarter and take us to the 4th quarter here at Mountain Range High School on ColoradoSports.TV. back here live as we start the fourth quarter here on ColoradoSports.TV. The Colorado Greyhawks have a commanding lead, 41-6. It is 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right and to the left. 1 running back for backup Ray Roundtree. Ray Roundtree gets the pass. He stands up. He's looking like he's looking to throw. He shakes and bakes. He gets more time. He's about to let it go, but he's got to run. He's got a blocker. Steady.
There's nothing you can do.
Uh-oh. He's got some moves and wheels as he gets out to the 44-yard line. A big pickup by Ray Roundtree, and he just shows a little bit more than he can throw the ball.
Exactly. He's showing that, hey, Julian Bakes can do this.
I can do it too. Yeah, man. And that's what you want. You want competition just like that, Austin. That's what makes your team deadly.
That is exactly right. If you don't have competition, what are you doing? You're just sitting around. You're just sitting there being nothing.
Dormant. Shout out to my boy Sean Linton. He's down in Florida listening to tonight's broadcast. My brother, the reason why I'm up here in the booth is because I've changed my career and I'm looking to get on air. Sean C. on air on Instagram. Follow me live. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line.
Yeah.
Ray Roundtree starting to mix it up a little bit, sending Devontae Hill and Sia Zade in motion, switching them around. We might have a different matchup here with Devontae Hill on number 16, who's holding the keg. Snaps low. He gets open. Sia Zade gets his first catch of the game, but he was stifled after he caught the ball, picks up about 9 yards on the catch.
It was something the Ravens didn't even know what to do. They just sat there and watched for a little bit, and they just sat there. We have one of our teammates just sitting there holding them, but we ain't got nothing else to do.
And Sean Linton, if you're still listening, I'll tell you like this, buddy. You catch me in the booth tonight, but I might turn into Clark Kent, and I'll be down on the field rocking that 16 ball the next time that we're live broadcasting. We'll see.
That would be a great sight to see. I'd love to see you just jump right down.
Oh, yeah.
And just pull it out.
I do this, man. That's why I'm the shiny man. Here we go. Trips to the left on 2nd and 1. Casey White up at the top of the formation. They fake it to the running back. Get it to Motique. Motique looks like he wants to make a move. He bounces out, fights the guys off.
He's running.
And he's looking like a bowling ball out there as he just fights for extra yards. We call that a little bit of yak on the play, Austin.
Yik yak.
Yik yak. Sip a little yak. Sip a little Coke with your Henny and your yak while you're listening to ColoradoSports.TV watching us here. Looks like there's a flag on the play.
Yet again.
Oh, my gosh. It's against the Greyhawks, killing the drive.
There was one thing that was great about this whole second half. Not that many flags.
You know what? And you got to thank the referees for that because they're letting these guys just play. Go. Obviously, aside from the little melee that ensued with Arthur.
Yeah, it caused Humphreys to take the pads off.
Yeah, he said, listen, man, I done kicked this butt all game. I don't need to do nothing else with him. Let him go. Arthur is the guy who has all of his sons at the game. They're all in their adolescent years, so they see their dad, and they obviously want to be, they want to see the good example.
Exactly.
They want to see a good example, and he leads by example every week.
Exactly. And he did that. He did just have the scuffle that wasn't even on him.
No,
it wasn't on him.
And he walked away like a constant pro. That's what you love. Looks like it's 2nd and 15 as the Greyhawks take a timeout here. And we're going to take a timeout here as well on ColoradoSports.TV. And we are back here live on ColoradoSports.TV as the Greyhawks come out of the timeout looking to make a little bit of an adjustment as they got two guys in the backfield, Royce Ossie and Devontae Hill.
Look like just to have some more fun.
3 wide receivers. Devontae Hill looks like he's going to get the ball coming out the backfield, but he hands it up the middle to Royce Ossie, and he breaks the tackle and gets about 4 yards back before he's brought down on the play by number – if I can see his number there. Number 11, Jeff Taylor.
Jeff Taylor.
It's a solid name. Hey, my name's Jeff Taylor. It's nice to meet you.
It's a professional name.
Yeah. Definitely one of the heart and the Briggs.
Sounds like a businessman.
And them blue bloods.
Sounds like a businessman ready to pitch his idea.
One of those regal guys, you know what I mean?
Pitch his idea on why the Ravens need to change the offense.
Hey, facts. Now, here we go. We have a trips to the left. Casey White standing up at the top, ready to go as they've tried to jam him, but he continues to fight. 3rd and long for the Greyhawks.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, we got an offsides by Motique the God. And look for him to get pulled out by coach because they don't like when you make mistakes.
That was definitely a mistake that you did not want to make at all.
It seemingly almost kills the drive. The morale of Ray Roundtree, now he knows he has to go downfield as he's barking at the other team, and he just wants to get out of this game upright. You know, if you're the backup, we want to keep you clean, baby. So just chill. You just got here, okay?
Yeah.
And then when you done this for a year, then you can talk all the stuff you want.
Wants to show his time to shine. Hey, Banks, it's my job.
Yeah, and Banks is willing to hand it to him, but he's got to show promise. Julian Banks is part of the reason why the Greyhawks are where they're at, and he's going to make some of those personnel calls, even if it involves himself.
Yes, that is true. But that's also a great guy right there as well.
3rd and 15 on the play.
To give up something.
Ray Roundtree, shakes and bakes, and look, Roundtree is brought down on the sack violently.
The disrespect right there.
And that's what I'm talking about, fellas, as Royce Ossie points to the scoreboard to say.
And that was Denzel Ripson.
Denzel Ripson with the sack. He said, listen, Roundtree, you've been talking too much, baby. Here we come.
He said, hey, your number is close 22. I ain't scared of you yet.
You're not Julian Banks right now, so we'll just go after you. And that's what they've done. And essentially the Greyhawks will punt the ball on 4th and a mile.
I believe this is the first punt.
The first punt of the night for the Greyhawks. Very uncharacteristic. But at this point, again, to show gratitude and to show a little bit of humility for the Ravens, they will give them another chance to have the ball.
And it does look like Alex Steiner is going to be the punter as well for the team.
Double duties for Alex Steiner as he is now punting and as well as extra
his first
points,
time to punt. We'll see how he does.
And as well as kickoffs. He's getting his money's worth tonight. May need to put that foot on ice while he has a cold one.
You ain't going to ice him today in Raytown.
No. Raytown, if you're listening and you're watching the game tonight, we apologize that we have been so pro Greyhawks, but you are listening to the voices of the Colorado Greyhawks, Austin Sorensen and Sean Boyd on ColoradoSports.TV.
Exactly. And it's not that we're full support. It's just we see what the Greyhawks have.
We just call it how we call it, man.
And
the Raytown Ravens, for all their glories and everything that they've done for the game today, it's just not been enough to
They've looked like a team
up
at moments.
You know what? And
but then there's times they fall apart.
And that's good for them because, again, they're short numbers and they've not quit yet. They've played to the end, and you got to love that. Steiner gets the kickoff. He takes it off the bounce. He's got a little bit of blocks to the left, to the right. Reggie Robinson just receives him and throws him to the ground as Cortland Campbell, CC, just comes in and says, I'm cleaning up. I got the Dawn. I got the Pine Sol.
I was just throwing.
I got the Windex. Clean it up.
Just clean it up. Just clean it up.
Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi.
Aye, sir.
And the Ravens will take over on downs. They will resume play from the 47-yard line.
And it does look like they are going to run the clock. We're going down close to 7 minutes. It does look like they're going to end the game for the Ravens fairly soon.
And you know what? For everybody watching the game and for us here in the booth, we're all thankful because we appreciate the Ravens for coming, but it's hard to watch a team get slapped around for 4 quarters.
Oh, that is That is very true. No one. It doesn't bring up full excitement, but this game has been exciting.
First and 10, hard yards right up the middle for a 6-yard gain across the 50-yard line is to the right hash marker.
Rick Smith went in for the kill shot. He didn't connect it very well, but he went for the kill shot.
Well, hey, you got to do something out here. Corey Denson just gets what yards he can, gets upfield. Even though he's been limping and hampered most of the game, he still managed to turn over a good gain out of that hard yards that he earned.
And it's something that the Ravens did need. They've been trying to pass the entire game, and they haven't been doing anything.
Well, they've stayed dormant in the same formation, and unfortunately, that has yielded one touchdown, which brings us to our score, 41-6 here, with 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Josh White in the shotgun. He's got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Nothing new.
Okay.
Takes the drop. Oh, flea flicker. He takes the deep ball.
Connect.
Nixon got it, and he doesn't go for the pick. The Colorado Greyhawks have dropped. He didn't even drop it, but they have not seized the opportunity, and they have messed up the church's money yet again.
The only thing the Ravens have over the entire Greyhawks team is the turnover.
You know what? What's crazy is that they have literally thrown passes, had wide open receivers. His receivers have not helped him not once today. And you know what?
It's been Josh.
And maybe we can attribute that to their top wideout, Tyler Blewett, being missing in action. Looks like their tight end, Kyle Medina, is missing in action as well, having had his name called not once this evening.
You've had everyone else trying to show up and just dropping it for them, especially on
not
plays.
Not going for balls. It's
plays that are perfect that can get them a touchdown.
Man in motion on 3rd and 5. Josh White gets the pass, or he just kicks the ball in frustration as he knows that he was getting ready to get bodied. And if you're still tuned in and watching this blowout, we appreciate you here on ColoradoSports.TV as your Greyhawks are getting ready to conclude this preseason game and show off for the home crowd. It's a beautiful night here in Thornton, Colorado. The wind seemed to die down a little bit. It's just now perfect and crisp, about a nice 60-something degrees. It's time to drop the top and feel the breeze.
Oh, exactly. The Ravens are just looking to go home now.
I mean, I'm only in the Jeep Grand Cherokee this evening, so I guess I really can't drop a top if I wanted to, but you know what I get. You know what I'm getting at, my man.
I can get close to dropping the top, and not anywhere close in a Subaru Impreza.
Hey, man, we do our best here. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout-outs to all my people that follow me, Sean C. on IG, and you guys tuned in to get the call. We're always on air, and we're always working. #lifestyle.
Exactly. It looks like we got number 22 from the Ravens just holding some water for him.
For the Greyhawks?
No, for the Ravens. Number 22 is just bringing the water.
Hey, well, we got a timeout in the action here, and we still continue on with the coverage here. If you're Colorado Greyhawks, it's been an amazing sight to see as they have been dominant, Austin, from start to finish. They've just not been able to.
It's not even letting up. You have the entire game.
Yeah.
There's no chance within 4 minutes left to even score unless you get the ball every second and score every single play. That's the only way to have a comeback. But the Greyhawks have not let one up. They've played the most intense football you've ever seen. Most teams usually when they get this kind of score, they start putting the backups in, which the Greyhawks have done, and start playing a little easier football. The backups are in. The backups are still fighting because they want to be the starter too.
And it's 3rd and 11. Josh White is in the pistol formation with 2 wide receivers to the right and the left of him, 1 running back behind him. He sends him out in motion.
Corey Denson goes out.
Limping in the motion, so we wonder how much of a threat he actually can be. Josh White takes the snap. He looks right. He runs up the middle and runs for his life, slides out for a first down, but the referee says right where he goes to give himself up is short of the first down marker, and he only gains about 9 yards on the play, bringing us to 4th and 2 yards.
Cortland Campbell was a little close for that hit. He was ready.
Well, he was ready for the moment that the guy would have kept running, and I know Cortland. I've had an opportunity to play against him, practice with him, and one thing I can say about that guy, he is a pack of power, okay? Like, this guy packs some power. He stays in the weight room, and he's just small, but he's full of muscle. And those are the type of guys you got to be careful with.
Oh, exactly. The guys that are small but pack a punch
are
the scariest guys compared to the guys that are big and pack a punch.
So here we go. We have 4th and 2. The Ravens stay on the field. Raytown fighting for their lives here. just to salvage this game and leave with their name. And he pushes his man out there and says, "Get out there,
with
man.
Their dignity.
Yeah, get out there and help me get in the end zone."
Do something.
Josh White draws back the pass, 4th and 2. His offensive lineman gets face planted, and then he throws it. 16 gets up, and he hasn't been touched, and he's going to run. But it looks like we have some more mustard on the lettuce, and he just ran for nothing. Used all of his energy to get the play called back. And then, you know what, 71 from the Raytown Ravens just got his lunch and his dinner served to him on a platter. All this domination up front by the Greyhawks is just unbearable. They can't be stopped. They've been killing these guys.
They've been just running over the offensive line, the defensive line, the receivers, just the entire team. The only guy who has yet to let up is Josh White.
So while we want to put the respect on the Ravens' name, the Ravens got to put some respect on their own name and just finish this game up with dignity. But they have now been given a first down as the undisciplined Colorado Greyhawks second stringers have now just given up another penalty and putting the Ravens just a little bit closer
to at least get another score and wipe away some dignity.
You know what I mean? And you know what? That's okay. You just respect these guys for coming all this way and getting this smoke. You got to appreciate that.
Like, the Ravens over here just getting 3 on Greyjoy over here.
You know, I tell you what, it's hard to bring a team from across the states and bring a full team. So when you get a team like the Colorado Greyhawks who actually bring a full team, doesn't matter if it's in L.A., doesn't matter if it's in Las Vegas, doesn't matter if it's in Kansas City, Missouri, doesn't matter if it's in Florida, the Greyhawks are coming in waves.
And it's hard. Especially when the Ravens are coming from Missouri. That's a long ways to come.
Fly, Hawks, fly.
Ravens just don't fly, at least in Missouri.
1st and 10 for the Ravens. He hands it off. No, he doesn't. He fakes the handoff, has a guy wide open, and he drops it.
Drop.
And you know what? And I'll talk about this here. That was number 17 on the drop. This adds, as we got 30 seconds left here in the game, Charles Meadows having a rough day out there as he's put the ball on the carpet. Looking at this game, again, the Ravens coming into this game had a case of the dropsies, and the clock is just running out, and we're thankful for that as we're getting ready to conclude our coverage here of the Colorado Greyhawks game against the Raytown Ravens as they go for their last second shot here.
Oh, yeah.
Flushing them out. He rolls left. He rolls. He takes left. Rolls
right.
Josh
White's just running around the field.
He's quarterbacking. He takes it deep. Looks like they're going to jump ball, and they don't have anyone home as the final buzzer sounds. And we conclude tonight's game with your Colorado Greyhawks getting the win.
41-6.
In dominating fashion as both teams.
That's not even a game. That's
meet up to shake hands and do the good sportsmanship.
That's a nice way of respect in Madden.
Hey, you know what, man? The only thing I can say about this game is this. You look at the Colorado Greyhawks and the dominating fashion in which they played tonight's game. This is a sign of hope and a good season to come for these Colorado Greyhawks.
This is going to be looking just good altogether, not just down here in Mountain Range High School, down here in Thornton. Just from where they're going into their states. They got a team to play.
Well, Austin, before we conclude, any final thoughts?
Better watch out for the soon-to-be noon Oregon Ducks in Colorado.
Well, I'll say this before we leave tonight. The Colorado Greyhawks are one-of-a-kind organizations looking to go for their 6th year of complete domination. And it's been a pleasure just to cover tonight's game. For my man, Austin Sorensen in the Craze Sager jacket, and our camera operator, Miss Dana Morano, and myself, Sean Boyd, we appreciate you for listening to us on ColoradoSports.TV. Have a good evening.